4th down and 6. Old Bridge gotta have it. Shotgun formation. Nugent, a lot of time. Rolls out. He's running out of space. Will roll the other way. They look for the end zone. Touchdown!
Rowan heading for the touchpad with the lead. And the props will take the men's 400-yard freestyle relay.
Andrews will be in shotgun. He takes the snap, makes the handoff. He'll throw it down the left sideline. He's got a wide open receiver. He's got the touchdown.
Motion man is Simmons. Trotman throwing towards Simmons down the field, and he makes the catch in traffic for a Bearcats touchdown.
Back to pass, middle of the field. The catch is made by Britt. She's off to the races at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Britt is in for the score.
Back on in, here's Yoxon. Yoxon with the backhand, trying to go to the front, makes the move and shot, and he scores!
Tracy comes set and delivers. And that's it on the ground to second. Throw to first, in time, and the ball game is over. South Shore survives a late scare, and they are the 2024 New York State Little League Baseball champions. Live from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge, New Jersey, the PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into coverage of Old Bridge Knights high school football. Tonight, the Knights look to bounce back from their first loss of the 2025 season as they host their home opener and senior night against South Brunswick. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman alongside John McCooch, and tonight, the 2-1 Knights face an important divisional matchup, hoping to get back on track after a disappointing loss on the road last week. And John, this Knights team has showed us time and time again just how resilient they are. And sitting at 1-0, or make that 0-1 in the division with last week's defeat, it is crucial for them to come away with a win tonight on their home turf.
You said they're 0-1. It's all about being 1-0 today. But we've got a great football game here, and I'm glad to be here with you and those at home. And we talk about the resilience you mentioned. Old Bridge, they were in a similar spot last season. They were 1-2 after tough losses to Woodbridge and Piscataway and needed a big win against South Brunswick in week 4. I think that sounds familiar, but this time the Vikings and Knights, they meet here in Old Bridge at Lombardi Field, so they've got the home crowd on their side in a big senior night moment where their team needs them.
2 weeks ago, we highlighted the success that this Knights team had against Edison historically. Last week, the storyline entering the game was the Old Bridge struggles against Piscataway. Now the Knights face a Vikings team that they have had plenty of success against in recent history. Here's a look at some of what they've done against South Brunswick during this long-standing divisional rivalry.
We mentioned that last matchup where the Knights needed a win on the road and got it in a big way. The defense, that was a standout in that game with the only Viking touchdown coming on special teams. Old Bridge has had the recent success, winning the 5 out of the last 6, but South Brunswick, they do lead the series since 2010, 8-7. Old Bridge, they look to even it up tonight. It's been a while since the Knights have delivered their fans a win at this field against this team. 5 years ago almost now, Old Bridge squeaked out a 22-18 win on October 30th, 2020. Lawrence Hunter had the game-winning rushing touchdown of that game off a 26-yard carry, 143-yard performance. He ended up with the New Haven Chargers and the Monmouth Hawks for his college ball, so we may also see some new stars emerge in tonight's game.
Always interesting to see some stars emerge in these high school games. And, John, oftentimes these are players that we get to see at the Division II level. New Haven, a program very familiar to me as I work in Division II collegiate athletics. But a bit later, we will take a look at some of the highlights from the meeting between these two teams last season. But before we do, let's take a look at what South Brunswick has done so far this year. Like the Knights, they are 2-1. However, they are 1-0 in the division, making tonight's game a big one for the Knights, looking to keep pace.
Huge divisional matchup for both these teams, looking to make an impact early in their season. South Brunswick, they put up a dominant performance against Monroe last week with their ground and pound offense, but they also got a 161-yard passing performance out of Brendan Shearstone with 2 touchdowns as well, including a 75-yarder. But Kamari Toney, he's the player to watch here. Already 389 yards, 2 touchdowns on the year, just 55 carries. He's the engine to the locomotive of an offense that is South Brunswick, so containing him, just containing him, will be crucial. But both teams, they're in a situation you want to to go 3-1. You want to put yourself in a position to go on a run and make your mark at this division. Only one team can win this game, though. That will maybe define their season.
With all the talk about the division and the importance of tonight's game in that regard, here's a look at the National Gold standings. 2 teams 0-1, 2 more 1-0, and a crucial stretch of games for the Knights, who take on South Brunswick tonight and East Brunswick next week. 2 wins could be the start of a playoff push, and 2 losses can effectively end your hopes of competing for a divisional crown. Plenty on the line the next 2 weeks and beyond.
And it all starts here in week 4, Joe. You can really start to create your playoff picture in this early season matchup. They handled business against Monroe, Hunter and Central, and Colonia, who they play again in the last 3 games of the season this year. Old Bridge's only loss in division play was against Morristown at a tough one, so you want to keep this momentum that you had at this point in the season. You're off to a better start than you were last year. You had a week 1 loss to Woodbridge last year, and now it's time to put it all together.
With that, we will take a break for a message from our sponsors. And when we come back, John and I take a look back at some of the highlights from last year's matchup between the Vikings and the Knights in South Brunswick. Our pregame coverage continues when we return here on the PDF Sports Network.
Celebrating 65 years, the Old Bridge Rebels Youth Organization is the longest-running and most successful youth organization, serving Old Bridge Township. The Rebels are the premier football and cheer organization with a long and rich history in coaching and developing our community's future leaders. Through proper guidance and leadership, the Rebels program assists the youth in developing the qualities of safe play, discipline, teamwork, fundamentals, and well-being. We will continue to focus on these goals while maintaining a strong presence in the community. Check us out at swsrebels.org.
This football season, stop by Market Boy Liquors, your hometown destination for over 20 years. Family-owned and operated, our 8,000-square-foot store features the largest beer cooler in the area, plus an unbeatable selection of wine, spirits, cigars, and craft beer. Conveniently located at 1132 Englishtown Road, Old Bridge, New Jersey, 08857, Market Boy Liquors is proud to serve our community with the best variety and friendly service. Call us today at 732-251-4616 and make Market Boy your game day headquarters.
When it comes to buying and selling a home, do it with Peter Hunt's Home Team, powered by Century 21. For years, Peter has dedicated his life to the real estate industry, offering help and care to all of his clients. With experience and proven results, Peter is an award-winning realtor and the top producer for Century 21 Action Plus. A resident of Old Bridge, put Peter to work at selling your home or finding the home of your dreams. Call 1-800-299-2129 or reach Peter directly at 9086-014-934.
For raising the standard in facility services and commercial cleaning, look to Pritchard Industries. For over 35 years, our commitment to creating clean, healthy, and safe environments is unwavering, ensuring that your facility not only looks pristine, but also promotes well-being and productivity so your business can excel. Specializing in comprehensive commercial cleaning solutions, advanced facility services, responsible sustainable practices, and innovative technology, contact us now at pritchardindustries.com. Pritchard Industries, here for you.
At Giuseppe's Old School Italian Pizzeria, we bring you the perfect blend of tradition and flavor. Whether you're craving a classic New York-style pizza, a hearty pasta dish, or a fresh Italian hero, we've got something for everyone. Stop by, grab a slice, and taste the difference of real old-school Italian cooking right here in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Giuseppe's, located at 2581 County Road 516 in Old Bridge. Simply delicious.
At Maz Transport, we're ready to get your vacation started early with luxury airport service and your transportation needs. In fact, whether it's for corporate transport, trips to Atlantic City, a night in the city, date night, or any other need, Maz Transport is your choice for our luxury fleet to take you there in style. Call or text 732-2071-079 and let us know where you want to go, and we'll take care of the rest at Maz Transport.
At Function Forward Physical Therapy, we listen to your specific needs, utilize manual therapy techniques to decrease pain and restore mobility, emphasize customized exercise plans, and are here to assist in all your function and fitness needs. Whether it's return to work or play rehab, fitness training, or our soft-wave therapy program, we're here to help you get better, feel better, and live better. Function Forward Physical Therapy. Check us out today.
Joe Foreman and John McCooch back with you here on the PDF Sports Network as we approach kickoff in tonight's matchup between Old Bridge and South Brunswick. As promised, before we headed to break, we will take a look back at some of the highlights from last year's meeting between these two teams. We start in the first quarter with a big play on special teams for South Brunswick. The opening kickoff taken all the way to the house for a touchdown. And John, this has been part of what's been a concerning trend, just a bit concerning for Old Bridge. We've seen a lot of big plays go against them on special teams, no different to open up the game last year.
Yeah, they very easily get kind of flooded to one side, and that can lead to easy kickoff returns. If he just gets a good bounce to the outside, the returner, he's gone. We saw it last week, like you mentioned as well, for Old Bridge.
And then here you'll see Brody Nugent take one up the middle and to the goal line. The Knights hurry to the line of scrimmage, and they capitalize on the very next snap as Nugent would take it in for the touchdown.
That's that tempo you want to see. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but you want to see Old Bridge, especially with a quarterback like Nugent, go fast, run hard, let him just go right up the middle.
3rd and long here for South Brunswick. Big drive for them now with the game against them at this point, trailing by 1. I should mention, Old Bridge did block the first extra point. This drive ends with a blocked field goal.
That's just one of the hardest things to do in all of football, block a field goal, blocking extra points. But you can do it, it's awesome.
Then Old Bridge with the ball back in a 7-6 ball game. Big completion here to Jaden Griffith. Here, handoff up the middle. This is Dixon on the carry. Big gain for him down to the 15-yard line. And the stellar drive continues with a touchdown pass, Nugent to Allsbrook.
Classic Brody Nugent drive. Find Griffith, get Dixon up the hole, and just finish the job at the red zone. It's what we've seen from Old Bridge a lot.
And speaking of special teams, this game went pretty well for Old Bridge on special teams. The blocked extra point, the blocked field goal, and now a recovery on a punt attempt by South Brunswick. Old Bridge takes over in scoring range, and they make no mistake. Ball to the corner of the end zone there. Big touchdown to end the first half, and that is our last highlight from the game, John. All 27 points in that one scored in the first half. The Knights take the victory by a final score of 21-6 last year. And John, after getting another look at last year's matchup, the Vikings were effectively held without much offense at all following a kick return surrendered by the Knights in the early going. We know how good this Old Bridge defense is, but I think there are 2 question marks heading into tonight's game. First, is last week's result of major concern to you? And second, how concerning is the trend of big returns surrendered by the Knights on special teams?
So we'll go to special teams. I'm a bit worried about the special teams concerns that have been brought up, especially after last week. We even looked at it last year. We mentioned South Brunswick again. They scored that lone touchdown in the game last year off that kick return. Special teams, they can make or break your team at this level. So you have to imagine Coach Donahue gave this team a tough time in practice. working on all that, but in terms of the result, it's a tough road matchup against a very good team. Would only be concerned if the same issues are kind of still present today in your home opener. Run stuff, that's going to be very crucial. Cedar Creek didn't have a bad day running the football in the Battle of the Beach. Piscataway, they made their money in the run game last week. 172 yards, 26 rushes, and some big runs given up by this Old Bridge defense. South Brunswick, they got 249 rushing yards in their win over Monroe, so this defense could be tested against a strong run game.
Big test for the Knights this evening, no question about it. And we are approaching kickoff here in Old Bridge. So what we will do is very quickly throw it to one more ad break. On the other side of this message from the sponsors of Knights football, we get underway from Lombardi Field. It's the home opener. Old Bridge takes on South Brunswick. Coming up next.
Since 2003, Elite Sports Physical Therapy of Morganville has developed customized care and physical therapy programs for thousands of athletes through evaluation and setting athletic goals. Whether a torn ACL, dislocated shoulder, or concussion is keeping you on the sidelines, our highly trained physical therapists can help you recover and return to the field or court in better shape than ever before. Come see what we are all about. Visit us at elitespt.com or call us today to book a consultation.
At Bagel Boy Bagel Shop in Old Bridge, we're more than just bagels. Come visit us at 2329 County Road 516, where we bake our bagels and bread fresh daily, have the freshest fruit and veggie platters, and an assortment of sandwiches and plates that are sure to satisfy. Bagel Boy is a proud sponsor of all things Old Bridge. Go Knights and go to Bagel Boy. 2329 County Road 516 and at bagelboyonline.com.
Old Bridge students, take advantage of the Old Bridge special at Bagel Boy. 10% off all purchases with your valid student ID.
Protect your family, pets, and your wallet with Anchor Pest Control. We provide coverage for all your pest removal needs, and our all-inclusive service saves you money. We've designed our services to be both comprehensive and budget-friendly for homeowners. Plus, with our premium service, you'll get a free mosquito application. See how Anchor stacks up against the competition. Visit us, anchorpestcontrol.net, or call 888-623-2847 for information and service.
You gotta check out All American Ford.
All American Ford is number one.
All American Ford in Old Bridge is proudly family owned and operated, and we're the #1 Ford dealership in New Jersey.
All American Ford is the tri-state area's giant auto group. They always have the largest selection, and it's not even close. All American Ford is currently offering APR financing as low as 0%, low monthly lease specials, and thousands off MSRP.
Giant selection,
giant savings.
Go G-Men, and go All American Ford.
Shop online at allamericanfordandoldbridge.com.
Getting a home loan shouldn't feel like an obstacle course. At CMG Home Loans, getting a loan is simple. Our loan officers are here for you every step of the way. With over 2,000 five-star reviews, when you're ready to buy or refi, we'll work together to find the loan you need for the home you love. CMG Home Loans. Simplified, trusted, committed.
All right, Joe Foreman and John McCooch back with you from Old Bridge. We had to attend to a video issue. We had some glitching video, some scattered skips in our video feed. We looked to address that during the break, and it does appear that we have corrected that issue. Also, you can ignore that bumper you saw during the commercial break. Our opponent tonight is South Brunswick, but as we attended to our video, there was a brief oversight of our graphic during the commercial break. But more importantly, our video feed is good. We're set for the home opener, John, just moments away from kickoff. What are your keys to the game?
Big keys to the game. There's a lot to mention here, but we kind of talked about some of these a little bit. But like I mentioned a little bit, I didn't talk about it too much yet. Run stuff. The Knights, they have to work to limit Kamari Toney and Oscar Duran's ground attack. It's going to be a big factor. And then Brody Nugent, you got to go be a superstar. It's obvious that Brody Nugent is emerging as a true star in high school football in the state of New Jersey. 276 passing yards, 25 completions, 2 touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown to Booth. Wasn't enough to win the game. We got to see it again. Also, clock control. They haven't really been running the ball with anyone besides Brody Nugent. They have to find a run game, control time of possession, control the clock, and find a way to just keep South Brunswick, just keep them not having the ball. You have to have the ball if you want to win this game. We'll see if they can get it done with kickoff just underway.
South Brunswick won the toss and elected to defer. So the Vikings will send it deep to Old Bridge to get us started. Jordan Mercado has the kickoff just outside the 10, looks to return it up the sideline. He is blocking, he has the sideline, and he has the 45-yard line on the opening kickoff. Good starting field position for the Knights.
You know exactly how you recover from letting up an opening kickoff touchdown. You go have a good kick return when you go get the ball. That's exactly what you want to see. Special teams locking in, home opener, it's senior night. That's how you start things off.
Great start for the Knights on special teams. We mentioned it during the pregame. The Knights have had a somewhat concerning trend of big returns going against them. They have a big kick return to get us started here at Lombardi Field. Home opener, senior night, and a big divisional matchup for Old Bridge this evening. Nugent in an empty backfield here. 5 receivers lined up. As Nugent takes the snap out of the gun, he looks to run. And Nugent is stood up just shy of midfield, still driving his legs, and finally stopped at the Old Bridge 49.
Brody Nugent, just such a tough player to bring down. There's a lot to expect out of him in his senior season. So far, he's lived up to the bill. But these are the games where superstars like him kind of show up. Home opener, big time. You need to go 3-1. You want to dominate this division. These are the starts where quarterbacks find a way.
Once again, Nugent lined up in the shotgun empty backfield. And everyone got started except the center.
It's one of the times where you wish that the officials had the microphones, because there's nothing better than hearing everyone but the center.
Those calls from the referees always are a bit humorous.
It's awesome.
Fun to listen to. Every once in a while, you'll get the old giving them the business.
Yep. It's the first one I think of every time.
It will be a 2nd down and 11 here. Old Bridge backed up to their own 44. Nugent once again lined up in an empty backfield. And he will look to throw. Has some time. Flushed out to his left. Has plenty of space in front of him, and he will take off. He's across the 45, across the 50, and out of bounds in Vikings territory at the South Brunswick 48-yard line.
That's just what makes Brody Nugent so spectacular as a quarterback for Old Bridge. His ability to extend plays and also make something out of them. Doesn't have to throw the football down the field. He knows he's got a lot of green grass, waits for the defense to kind of get off guard and get backed up a little bit more from some of these star receivers. That's what Brody Nugent does right there. Just extend plays, find yards. Let's create a 1st down.
3rd down and about 4 for the Knights as Nugent will keep it, and Nugent is stuffed. 4th and 3 coming up here for Old Bridge as Nugent is stopped after a gain of 1.
It seems that Nugent's really going to be the main ball carrier yet again in this game. Haven't seen Jeremiah Dixon. It seems that really just Brody Nugent's got to become the quarterback and the running back and everything for this offense. We'll see how much he can kind of keep up and hold up with, but if we know anything about Brody Nugent, he'll be able to handle it. And late substitutions.
The Knights will not even show a punt formation, at least not yet, as they send Some of the receivers off the field. Now they will show punt, but John, as we know, that does not mean they are going to kick the football. Timeout called by Old Bridge here. That is their first charge timeout.
Interesting way to kind of use that timeout. You want to catch a defense off guard, but it also seemed like just some substitution miscommunication as well. We know, I think we've seen Brody Nugent kick the football at least once. He can't play, he's the punter.
Well, John, in last week's game, Nick and I were on the call, and Old Bridge had a similar situation, but backed up a bit further on the other side of midfield. We said surely they cannot attempt a fake here. What did they do? They threw for the first down and picked it up with ease. A first down and then some. So Matt Donahue, no stranger to aggressive calls in positions like this.
None.
Do not be surprised if Nugent looks to pick this up with his legs or perhaps throwing the football.
It's the benefit you have with your star quarterback playing punter every time.
And a whistle was blown as that ball was snapped. Nugent will send it away. And he puts one into the bench area.
Brody Nugent on the rugby punt goes out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
That one officially was spotted at the 23-yard line of the Vikings. That is where they will start on their opening drive.
And now again, we think about this Vikings offense. Didn't put up a lot of points last year against this team, but we have seen them really just run the football consistently. They're going to run the ball a lot in this game. They didn't throw the ball 10 times in their last outing. So this is what this offense does, and we'll see if kind of Old Bridge, we talked about their lack of able to stop the run in the last game, in their loss. Now you go against a really tough running team. How will they adjust? How will this defense kind of change the way they set the edge? How will the linebackers kind of go? Their secondary tackling is something you want to look at as well when it comes to this Old Bridge defense. We know how strong they are, but can they handle it?
First snap of the game is a direct snap. And that play doesn't go very far. Pickup of a yard on first down. That was Kamari Tony on the carry. Officially a gain of a yard and a half, maybe two.
I think if you had any wonder of how South Brunswick is going to approach this game offensively, that's it. Direct snap to the running back. We're going to try to run the football down your throat. You have to deal with it. You have to try to stop this. Good start for Old Bridge, though, only up a yard and a half. You do that every time, oh, they're not going to get very far. But Old Bridge, they're ready for it. They knew the game plan going in, that South Brunswick is going to just ground and pound this football.
Crowded backfield here for South Brunswick. Very unorthodox pistol look, and they will hand off to Tony. And Tony is brought down after another short gain. Give him two more on that carry. Officially, it was a gain of 1 on first down, a gain of 2 on second, and it will be 3rd and 7.
It's just the way they run. They're not going to throw the ball a lot. They run similar to like a wing T style offense. They're just really focused on ground and pound. So they're going to have a lot of players in the backfield. They're going to have 4 players in the backfield pretty often in this game. It's just what they do. You said you saw Old Bridge kind of run a similar formation, just not yet.
Well, we have a name for that.
Yes, you do. It'll come up.
It'll come up. It will come up. We don't want to spoil it.
No.
Keep our audience guessing if they haven't listened this year. 3rd down and 7 for South Brunswick. Vikings line up in the gun. And they will look to throw deep up the left sideline, tipped in the air, and picked off by Xavier Diaz. He's brought down just past the 50-yard line, and the first pass attempt of the game by Brendan Shearstone is picked off by Diaz.
That's a start to senior day right there. Tip drill, interception, find a way to get it done. That's why you run the tip drill often. That part of the play comes up a lot. That part of football comes up a lot. Great awareness. He was there the whole time, tracked that football, and a big-time turnover for these Old Bridge Knights. And Xavier Diaz, the senior here on senior day, creating a turnover. Now Old Bridge has another chance to go down the field and get a touchdown.
Old Bridge will pick up right where they left off on the last drive as they throw quick over the middle, complete. And taken down shortly after was Chase Rizzo. Looked like one of the Knights was exchanging some words with a few Vikings as Old Bridge will hurry to the line.
Matt Caruso, the sophomore, stepping in for his seniors today.
Nugent takes the snap, throws over the middle again. Rizzo makes a man miss, breaks it outside, and finally goes down just inside the 30.
That is one shifty human being, Chase Rizzo. Made two guys miss. I mean, back-to-back times you go to the exact same spot, basically, exact same kind of play. Find him, short yardage, let him work.
The Knights back to the line quickly, and they will look to throw. Nugent takes off with it up the field, and he broke the first tackle and gained about 7 or 8 on that carry. Nugent once again with good yardage after first contact, and it will set up a second down and short.
And he looked for Rizzo again. Old Bridge, one thing you kind of learn about Old Bridge is if they find a play that works, they will run it until you stop it. So they've been looking for that Chase Rizzo, little quick check down. They found a way to stop it right there, but obviously Brody Nugent is Brody Nugent.
And again, the receivers get started early. The snap never came, and the Knights will back up 5. That will make it a second down and 7.
False starts.
Maybe 8.
False starts were an issue last year as well. Old Bridge, in moments, again, like this, where they approach the red zone, they are driving down the field. Those false starts can be killer. We see a lot of teams, some teams in the NFL have this issue. The Chicago Bears, they will move the ball down the field, but in key moments, false starts. In their case, it's from the offensive line, but they can really be drive killers in these situations, even if it is 2nd and 7.
Nugent looking deep down the field here. Man wide open. Touchdown, Knights. Amari Allsbrook with the touchdown from Brody Nugent, and the Knights go in front 6-0.
So I guess the false start was just creating more space to do that.
Not sure they needed it with how open Allsbrook got on that play, John, but Nugent perfectly lays that ball over the top of the defense. And those are throws as a quarterback that make your eyes light up.
Yep.
You're not going to see one of the elite quarterbacks in the state of New Jersey miss that throw too often.
Not at all.
And he made no mistake on that one for the Knights' touchdown.
And he's become a lot more consistent with that kind of throw going from junior year to senior year.
Michael Ferretto on to the extra point. The extra point is up.
PAT is good, and the Knights go in front by 7. Brody Nugent to Amari Allsbrook. Big touchdown pass following the false start, and the Knights offense not at all deterred by the penalty, take an early 7-0 lead.
You take the number of Jaden Griffith, you got to go make plays. Absolutely, Amari Allsbrook found it was wide open. I mean, it's not an easy throw to make, but that makes it a lot easier when you've got a receiver that open.
When he's playing like the way he is right now, it's easy to mistake him for Jaden Griffith.
Yep.
He was great last year wearing number 1.
Right.
Last week, to my shame, I called Allsbrook Griffith early in the game. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Jaden Griffith, the senior, he's no longer with the team. He was senior last year, of course. But Allsbrook takes over that mantle as the new number 1. And he has lived up to the billing as the number 1 wideout so far this year.
But we would see Jaden Griffith make plays exactly like that. Get open. When Brody Nugent needs a big play, he would always go to number 1. And, well, that's an easy adjustment to make. You just keep going to number 1. Different guy, same number, same result. But that's a great start.
So many weapons in this receiving core with Chase Rizzo back in the lineup as of a couple of weeks ago. And, of course, Cam Olivencia, a player that we've seen Brody Nugent connect with so many times for big plays. He has a lot of options. It's 1A, 1B, 1C for this Knights receiving core. And Rizzo, of course, is the primary back as well. So he's very capable as a receiver, lines up in the slot oftentimes out of that empty shotgun set. We've seen him do plenty of good work as a receiver and as a back. And early in this game, he got involved with a couple of receptions. The big one goes to Allsbrook for the touchdown.
And if you're wondering where Jaden Griffith ended up, he's playing his ball at Montclair State. So I'm sure the Red Hawks will very much like to have him once they start getting him on the field. It's all about the guys here now, though.
Number 9, Michael Ferretto.
The Knights defense does what we've seen them do so many times. They force a turnover. The last one coming on the first drive of the game for South Brunswick. And Old Bridge is able to turn that into a touchdown. This kickoff will skip into the arms of Jaden Wilson, and he is immediately brought down shy of midfield. So Old Bridge taking no chances. They kick that one short, and South Brunswick will start in good field position just shy of the 50.
Yeah, I mean, the field position battle becomes so important, and they're already at the 50, basically, South Brunswick. I mean, Old Bridge defensively, great stuff, great stop. on the first drive, but eventually that ground and pound can kind of wear you down. And South Brunswick get a couple stops. This moment right here with this field position is a big drive now for South Brunswick. Old Bridge has given them an opportunity to get off to a really good start, even just try to start winning the field position battle here too. Because now if you don't get very far, you're still got a great punt opportunity to pin Old Bridge back. So those are the special team scenarios that kind of you want back sometimes.
I think a kick like that is a great show of confidence in your defense. There's a big hit to bring that run to a close. Coming in and driving Tony down was number 42, Tommy Kassoff. Pickup of about 4 on that carry, and a flag did come in at the end of that play, and it appears to be against the Vikings.
Yeah, we saw Justin Valnati immediately clapping, so
It's a dead ball personal foul against South Brunswick.
Somebody must have said something.
Personal foul against South Brunswick is the call, and while they respot the football and we have a break in the action, we'd like to shout out Mr. Wonder, who I've been told is watching back at home. He's an amazing Knights fan. Couldn't make it to Lombardi Field tonight. Rarely misses a game, but fortunately for him, we've got him covered over on the PDF Sports Network. We thank everyone tuning in over on YouTube, and a special shout out to Mr. Wonder. Mike and Chris send their love from here in Old Bridge.
This is how you don't miss an Old Bridge football game. PDF Sports Network's got you.
There's no excuse for missing a game, John.
None.
As the Vikings will hand off here on 2nd and very long, and they get a nice chunk of it back. Oscar Duran on the carry. He's brought down at the 45-yard line. That will bring up a 2nd down, make it a 3rd down and 12. So that last foul came after the play was over. The down counted, and it will be 3rd and long.
And that's where these run-heavy teams can kind of struggle. You get stuck at these long down distances, you can't throw the ball.
Play action pass. Shearstone in trouble and had to flip it to no man's land. The nearest receiver was Wilson. He never had a chance. And once again, the Old Bridge defense will find a way off the field in just a few plays. It was a 3rd down interception on the opening drive. They force a 3-and-out here on Vikings drive number 2.
And those kind of unsportsmanlike calls, those dead ball fouls, will get played in the film room a number of times, if you had to take a wild guess. But I mean, that's a drive. That's a very, very big way to lose a drive that kind of had some hope for South Brunswick, and now you give up a free possession right back to Old Bridge. That penalty basically turned into a turnover at times. Depends how this punt goes.
I would not want to be the one who is the subject of that film study when it comes to that personal foul.
That's the last person you want to be on the planet.
Snap is good. The hold is good. And the kick is received by Nugent just inside the 20. He makes a couple of men miss and is out across the 40, down at the 43-yard line. How did he manage to turn that into 15 yards plus?
Because he's Brody Nugent, Joe. It's just what he does time and time again. I mean, that's too much. Kind of get surprised where, it doesn't matter where you are on the field, you're going to see Brody Nugent eventually.
And while we have a break ahead of this night's drive, we'd like to thank the Candied Ham softball team, a proud sponsor of Old Bridge Knights football. You can check out Candied Ham softball over on Instagram at CandiedHam_official. The Candied Ham softball team, a proud sponsor of Old Bridge Knights high school football. The Knights would also like to thank Maz Transport and New Jersey Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy in Morganville. They were 2 sponsors of a pregame tailgate and postgame pizza for the team, and the Knights want to say thank you. We here at PDF want to extend that thank you. Once again, thank you to Maz Transport and to New Jersey Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy. 2 more proud sponsors of Old Bridge Knights high school football. John, we get to hear from our sponsors plenty throughout the night. These broadcasts would not be possible without them, and we want to thank all of the sponsors of Knights football. Be sure to check out their businesses if you can. It helps support Knights football and helps to bolster the business of those who are faithful supporters of the Purple. That one completed to Rizzo for a nice gain over the middle. He is tackled just beyond the sticks. First down, Knights on the quick completion to Rizzo. Old Bridge hurries to the line.
It's a good tackle, but they're letting him just find open spaces, find those holes, near the second level. You got to find a way to stop it.
Quick pass complete to the outside once again, but not much room there for Aiden Rios. A late flag comes in as well. We'll see if this play stands. Prior to the flag, it went down for a gain of about 3, but they'll back it up for a holding call.
Yeah, that can happen on those kind of bubble screen plays, those short yardage routes where you want to get a guy in space. You ask receivers to block who don't block often. Those holding penalties can kind of creep up sometimes.
And typically what you'll see on a play like that, a quick screen to the outside, is perhaps a blocker gets set up a bit early for the offensive PI, or maybe an ineligible man downfield, more so on the halfback screen when you have the offensive lineman coming out to block. But they're called for the hold there, and that will back them up for 1st and 20. Nugent looking downfield, man open, pass complete. Off to the races is Michael Chiarella, and he is finally brought down at the 6-yard line. Nugent to Chiarella for a big gain on 1st and 20. 10-yard holding penalty, no problem for Old Bridge.
Not at all. Brody Nugent knew that this was coming the entire way. He's got some weapons this year for the Old Bridge Knights, making them work. Wide open pass. This is Old Bridge offense right here. They're making it work against South Brunswick, and a big-time shot here in the red zone.
And there you get one more look at the big run after the catch. The Knights have hurried to the line of scrimmage. However, they have not snapped the football. You are not missing anything as Nugent fakes the throw, rolling left, completes to the goal line. And once again, it's Chiarella on the reception. He's out of bounds at about the 2.
Pick up 2nd down and goal for Old Bridge.
Brody Nugent faked out a lot of fans of that pump fake as well. Also faked out the lineman that was screaming at him as well. And that's a play that a lot of quarterbacks will have incomplete. That create a few yards, get closer to that end zone.
Once again, Nugent lined up in the shotgun, empty backfield. Always a threat to run in these positions. And Nugent will take off to his right. Deals a vicious stiff arm, but a better tackle by John Draboti Jr. as he was able to stay with Nugent and bring him down for a loss.
Yeah, eventually for the South Brunswick defense, you got to counter Brody Nugent. They kind of realize, okay, this is a play he's going to run. Big stuff by this defensive line. Now you put Old Bridge in a tougher spot.
It is 3rd and goal, and that officially goes for a loss of about 5 yards. And, John, it's not often you see a player take down Nugent one-on-one. A really good tackle by a defensive back there to keep Nugent from gaining the edge. 3rd and goal. Nugent rolling left, throws that way, complete, touchdown! Nugent on the rollout, connects with Aiden Rios, and the Knights' lead is extended to 13 points.
It's a beautiful play design as well for this offense. Just found a way to get that guy open. Just roll out to Brody Nugent's left, have a receiver, one defender to beat. Perfect way to get that touchdown and a fantastic play. Brody Nugent ran that to perfection. This Old Bridge offense, they've got a chance to go up 14-0 already early in the first quarter. Early in this game, first quarter's gotten underway a good bit, but Old Bridge looks sharp tonight.
And the extra point very nearly blocked, but just getting it away was Ferretto. The extra point is good, and the Knights go in front 14-0.
Nugent had 2 passing touchdowns last week. He's already got 2 today. And Old Bridge finding ways to score offensively here in this first quarter. They got a boon of a possession because of that penalty by South Brunswick's offense that forced them to end up kind of killing that drive. Old Bridge made them pay. That's the big thing you got to do. When another team makes a mistake, you got to go make them pay. And Old Bridge has done exactly that so far. They got a 2-possession lead.
Well, if you're the Knights, you have to be feeling pretty good. It's a team that last season only scored 6 points against you. And as we saw during the pregame, all of those came on special teams. Your defense has looked strong early. Arguably, the offense has looked just as good, if not better. They've put up 14 early points. And most of the yardage coming on a pair of big connections between Brody Nugent and his wideouts. We mentioned all the playmakers on this night's squad, and Nugent has used them extremely well early in this game. This Vikings defense doesn't really know where to focus right now.
Now, yeah, they've got to find a way to make some adjustments, and you cannot wait until halftime because by then it might be 21-0. So, yeah, I mean, they've allowed a lot of those short yardage plays. They've allowed a lot of easy looks for Old Bridge. See what those looks are for this defense going forward.
Kickoff received back at the goal line by Peyton Lynch. He breaks a tackle shy of the 15 and is tackled just short of the 20-yard line.
Ball will be spotted at the South Brunswick 21-yard line.
Ball officially spotted at the Vikings 21-yard line, and that is where they will begin, John, what is a critical third drive. If they don't come away with some points here, this game could be in danger of getting away in the first half.
It could be. I mean, this becomes a much bigger drive than you probably want it to be. You weren't able to recover from that penalty. Old Bridge offensively had a holding penalty, recovered, scored a touchdown, but this becomes a very big one, especially we talked about kickoff defense being crucial in this game. They've made it work. They've got a couple really good kickoff defensive moments here. And the first one was a squib, but they still found a way to stuff them. But this is a huge drive, and they're backed up a little bit.
And a handoff to the up back. That was Duran. And he picks up about 5 on that play. Good first down run for Duran, who was lined up at fullback. And when he gets running downhill, tough man to bring down.
Yeah, it's just about getting to the point where you're churning out those first downs. They haven't really picked one up yet with about 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. But this Old Bridge defense has not been worn down at all. They haven't been on the field that much so far in this game as well. But this run offense look to get things going and churn something out.
They will hand off to Duran a second time, and this time the Knights defense all over it. Gain of a yard on that play will bring up 3rd down and 2.
These Old Bridge defensive linemen, they are not guys you want to meet in the gap. I mean, just got leveled, stuffed. That's exactly what Old Bridge needed to do against this guy.
Third down. Handoff again. And I think they had enough for the first down on the run by Kamari Tony. Tony driving his legs, working against the pile, and he is able to pick up a Vikings first down. Their first of the game.
That's big time. Again, yeah, first one of the game. It's taken this much time to get there. But you know, that could be one of those plays that really kind of gets your offense comfortable. They haven't had the chance to get comfortable yet.
Can you ever really get comfortable against this Knights defense?
No, but you got to get close enough.
It's tough as they will hand off again. Duran, no room to run, is driven backwards and will lose a yard, maybe 2 on the first down carry. And, John, this Knights defense is dialed in against the Vikings running game.
Yeah, getting comfortable against Old Bridge's defense is like getting comfortable in an MRI. You're always going to be stuffed. You're always going to be cramped. But you've got to find a way to just give yourself enough space. They haven't done it so far yet.
That's a really good comparison.
Thank you.
I jumped just thinking about it. Fortunately, I've never been in that position, but I've watched enough House MD to know.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
Not at all.
It doesn't look like fun.
No, it's not fun.
One of my favorite shows of all time.
Very good stuff.
2nd down and 12. Single back formation. Shearstone sends Tony in motion. They'll toss it to him. And he does not find any room either. Brought down at the line of scrimmage on the toss. And that will bring up a 3rd and 12.
Very well probably be their, if they run the ball, it could be their last play. You imagine they wouldn't run the ball, but we've seen a lot of running from this offense. The first quarter kind of comes near to a close here. They're going to take their sweet time. But when you run, again, I've mentioned it already, but they are in a tough situation with the way that they run their offense in these long yardage situations. So Old Bridge, they don't have to bring as many guys back as you usually do on 3rd and 12.
I formation on what is officially a 3rd and 11. They will fake the handoff, and Shearstone is leveled in the backfield. I think they ruled it a fumble. And if so, the Knights have recovered. And that would be shocking, John. They do rule it incomplete.
I was about to say, that arm was going forward for sure.
Michael Kavas applied the pressure and hit Shearstone as he threw it. That ball floating in the air for what seemed like an eternity lands harmlessly on the turf, but initially it appeared the Knights might have a fumble recovery.
We've already seen an interception already from this offense, so I mean that would have been just wild if that was ruled a fumble, and if that ended up being a fumble. Would have had the ball around the 20-yard line already. They're forced to punt. South Brunswick, again, another drive where they cannot really get anything going. We'll see how they adjust. But they need to stop defensively, too.
This punt lands at about the 45 where a fair catch was called for. And I think perhaps Diaz may have regretted that fair catch signal after the fact. But either way, it's great field position for the Knights once again, John. And it just feels like if they can put 6 on the board here, it's going to be really, really tough for a team that wanted to come in here and pound the rock.
Yeah, and they haven't let them pound the rock. That's been the big thing that you haven't been able to do if you're South Brunswick. Old Bridge, everything that you wanted them to do, that you needed them to do in order to win this game, they're doing exactly that. It's just a matter of keeping it up when you get to, there's still 3 quarters left to go at the end of the day. So Old Bridge, they're doing everything right now. Can they keep it up? Most likely, but it's a fantastic start for the Old Bridge Knights here in this first quarter against South Brunswick, and it's such an important game. We can't call it a must-win, obviously. It's too early in the season, but two teams at a crossroad, and Old Bridge has really been the team that's standing out right now here on Senior Day.
The Knights will take over right around their own 49, perhaps one step or two across midfield. I thought they had the ball on their side of the 50, but right now they're walking across the 50. They did call for a fair catch at their own 45, correct?
Second quarter. So I think they're flipping the field. That fair catch, I guess, expired the first quarter.
We may have to get our camera operator an extension cord to get him into the aisle a bit more. It looks like we have. So, Alex, let's switch to our main camera upstairs.
We've got some lettuce.
There we go.
Yep.
If we continue to have an obstruction, we will get Vinny in the aisle.
Yep.
Certainly can get him in the aisle at halftime. Meanwhile, Nugent will look to throw on first down. He throws downfield. Man open. Incomplete. As he overshot Allsbrook by what seemed like inches.
Right there.
Off the fingertips. There. Tough.
They always say if the ball touches your hands, you can catch it, but he just got enough of his hands where, he couldn't catch that ball. Almost perfect precision, almost 6 points for Brody Nugent in that connection to Allsbrook. It looked like a classic connection, but so close yet so far for this Old Bridge offense. But they've given themselves enough of a cushion to take shots like that down the field. Almost took advantage of that opportunity. We'll see if they try it again. Empty set.
Nugent pump fakes, throws over the middle, and once again it's Chase Rizzo on the short completion. He will pick up about 8, and that will set up a 3rd and 2.
Rizzo's got about 4 or 5 catches already in this game, about the same exact spot, same place. They've kind of just been lining him up in the slot. He's just been fantastic finding open space.
And Nugent keeps it on 3rd down. Did he get enough? It looks like they may have spotted him just short. And they'll say he got enough for the first down. He needed 2. He picked up 2 plus maybe an inch or so.
Just about. Basically exactly how many yards you needed to get that first down. And Nugent knew where the sticks were, got it done. It was very close, though. For this South Brunswick defense, again, your team needs to stop at such a crucial point in the season. You're letting Old Bridge still kind of have their way so far.
And Nugent will fake the handoff to Allsbrook, break 2 tackles, and nearly pick up a first. And I think he may have gotten to the sticks. First down, Knights. What a run by Brody Nugent.
And a brutal stiff arm from Nugent to get the first defender out of there as well. I mean, basically 3 tackles on that play for a run that usually is a 2-yard gain, he turned that into a first down. Fantastic work by Brody Nugent to get down the field. Kind of seeing him as a senior, he's a lot stronger. He got a lot stronger over that offseason.
Nugent will look to throw here. He's flushed out to his right, running out of time, and will throw it away.
He's got to be careful kind of rolling out. When he rolls out to his right, he's just kind of hanging that football out there. A lot more experienced defenders will get an opportunity to swipe at that football, and that's a fumble. So Nugent just got it away in time. And you got to be careful against some of these speedy linemen South Brunswick has.
The Knights taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage here. It looks like Nugent is going to line up in the gun. Empty backfield once again, and they've come out almost exclusively in empty shotgun sets. We saw plenty of it in the Week 1 game, but it's been almost exclusively empty tonight. On occasion, Rizzo motioned into the backfield, and the handoff to him here. Big hole. Rizzo down at the 20. That one well blocked.
First time we've really seen Chase Rizzo run the football, get a carry on that draw play, and he took that opportunity, picked up a huge first down, picked up chunk yardage for this offense. Chase Rizzo just, again, I mean, that's just an open hole, found it with ease. South Brunswick definitely bit on that draw.
Nugent will look to throw here on first down. In trouble, flushed right. Looking downfield, has some time, will take off, and is pushed out of bounds 1 yard beyond the line of scrimmage. It's a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 coming up.
Now as you kind of approach the red zone, Brody Nugent just found a way to stay alive, trying to make a play. Took the smart route, not forcing the ball down the field, just taking the yard if you can get it. But again, we're seeing another one of those empty sets. We don't know the complete status of Jeremiah Dixon, but they haven't had him in this game. So Brody Nugent comfortable with these empty sets.
Nugent looks to throw again, and that is picked off. That one a bit low. He was looking for Alsbrook, and instead he found Peyton Lynch, who makes the sliding grab and has the interception inside of the Vikings' 10-yard line.
Yeah, he just did not see that defender right in the middle of the field with that interception. It's a great play, great way to get up in there in the lane, but Nugent just didn't see him.
I think the issue on that play is that Rizzo and Alsbrook effectively ran into each other. They crossed paths right at the goal line, and the window that was there for Nugent to throw into was closed by the presence of Rizzo. That brought Lynch into the equation, and Lynch secured the INT. It was really tough to tell if he was able to scoop that one up off the turf. He went down and got it. That's a great play by Lynch, and it sets up South Brunswick inside of the 5. Once again, it's a direct snap to Tony. He runs up the middle and will get about 5 on the first down carry and give him 6. That will give the Vikings a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, I mean, now you've got to start winning the field position battle. You want to go drive down the field, obviously, but it's a tough position to be in even with the turnover.
And again, they will put it on the ground. I think they've attempted 2 passes tonight, John, by my count. One was intercepted, and the other saw Shearstone get walloped in the offensive backfield, and that very nearly turned into a pick.
There's a third one as well, but it was a similar one. There's another one of those screens they tried on a 3rd down and long, so they've got 3 similar results, though. No completions.
I never claimed I could count.
No. But we can count to 0. 0 completions so far for this passing offense.
Is it counting if you don't cross from 0 to 1?
That's a very philosophical equation that you've just put in front of me, and that's one I can't answer.
The Vikings trying to utilize some tempo here. They've kept the ball on the ground, and they snap it to Tony again. And Tony has a hole and is about a yard short of a first down. We'll see if they give him the first, and they will. Good spot for South Brunswick there. And now, John, the Vikings have put together a couple of first downs. They're coming off the momentum gained by the pick. And if they can get on the board here, we have a ball game again.
We absolutely have a ball game if that happens. And I mean, and we know South Brunswick gets the ball in the second half as well because Old Bridge got the first one to kick off things. So that's a turnover that goes from a 21-0 game, which we got a penalty. They'll back them up.
It's a false start against the Vikings here. And just when it seemed like they were beginning to build some momentum, they commit the pre-snap penalty. And those hurt, those add up. And we've seen that derail a drive already for the Vikings in this game.
Yep. And it's one of those, again, mistakes we saw. We saw a dead ball personal foul that backed them up a lot more than that.
Shearstone will look to throw here, and he airs one out up the sideline. And it looked like Lynch had a chance, but may have stopped running briefly. And that hesitation cost him a chance to make the reception.
He did. He stopped running. Had a chance. Got a hand on it as well. He just made the interception, too. Almost could have made another play on the offensive side.
It's always so interesting to watch the two-way players at the high school level, because covering college sports, you don't really see it much.
No.
I don't cover football at the college level. Shearstone will look to throw, and he airs it out right sideline again. Jump ball picked off by Diaz. Second pick of the game for Xavier Diaz. And the Knights defense is off the field via the INT once again.
2 picks for number 2. Xavier Diaz just absolutely making plays. And good on him for going to get the football as well, but goes up, gets it, just meets him at the high point. Xavier Diaz, fantastic play. Shot the football like a basketball there to midfield. They made him go back and get it.
Well, they challenged him on the previous snap, and it looked like the window was there. May have been just a bit late getting over on the previous throw. He was not late on that throw. It was effectively a jump ball. And Diaz, who's listed at just 5'6", goes up against the 5'9" Lynch and comes down with the pick. Knights football at midfield. Nugent keeps it, breaks one tackle, and is taken down short of the line of scrimmage. He loses a yard on the carry.
Think about tackling Brody Nugent. It's always going to be difficult. He's going to make it as hard as possible. That stiff arm, still ferocious, even though you don't get much out of it. Doesn't go a positive way. It's still a tough tackle to make.
It seems like even when they are able to bring him down, the defender is just holding on for dear life.
They've had some good form on these tackles, South Brunswick, but again, it's just so tough when you've got some of these standout weapons as well.
Nugent rolling to his right will look to throw, and that is complete to Rios. And Lynch is down and not getting up, so the whistle will blow and they will stop the clock here, as Peyton Lynch was involved in a collision here.
Took a big block from Olivencia.
Block in the back, yeah. I mean, I'm mildly surprised that wasn't flagged. I guess he did approach from in his line of vision.
Yeah, he did.
A lot of the time, though, you will see that flagged.
They will, yeah. Especially high school level, they will.
Yeah, it's one of those 50-50 plays. And Lynch certainly did not see him coming.
You just hope this is a win knocked out of you situation, but we'll take another look and see if this was something that maybe should have been a penalty.
Yeah, you know, I think like you said, John, it's by the letter of the law, it's clean.
Yep.
It's a clean block. However, given the outcome and the nature of the play, oftentimes you will see that one called.
Yep. He's sitting up now, which is a good sign as well. Trainer's making sure he's all right. He's back up to his feet. Walking off on his own power.
The Vikings is back on his feet. Let's make a round of applause for his speedy recovery back to the field.
No help needed as well. Tough player.
Absolutely. And anytime you see a play like that where a player goes down and is face down on the turf, not immediately showing signs of movement, it gets very quiet in the building, and everyone hopes for the best in those situations. It looks like the worst was certainly avoided on that last play. Good to see.
Absolutely. Again, we saw him make an interception, big play in this game as well. Defensively, you want to see him back if he can, but I hope he's all right at the end of the day.
After that interception that he came up with defensively, you know this Vikings defense and this offense for that matter. Would love to have him back. And Chase Rizzo finds a big hole. Another well-blocked run by the Knights. And Rizzo has carried the ball a couple of times, and on both carries, he's picked up a nice chunk of yards.
He's probably going to end up with a pretty good average in terms of rushing per carry on this day. Again, similar shotgun run. You find a way to get him going. Patient run, wait on that left side, and then cut back inside. Just a good piece of running.
These receivers certainly benefit from the attention paid to Brody Nugent as a runner, but perhaps nobody benefits more than Chase Rizzo taking a handoff out of the backfield. And he will take another here. It's well blocked. Rizzo across the 20, bounces outside to the 15 and out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
You've had to worry about Rizzo so much on quick checkdowns, on slot short yardage routes. So to see him running the ball now, it just confuses a defense if you're South Brunswick. It's been so tough for them to deal with this guy just because he can do so many things. And obviously you still have to worry about some of these tough weapons on the outside. It is just tough to deal with.
And you could see Rizzo only had to make one move to gain the edge there. His offensive line doing good work tonight. And they will hand it off to him again. He finds some room, but is brought down from behind. Jacob Walczyk with a nice tackle there. And it may have been a touchdown-saving tackle. If Rizzo's able to burst through that hole, he may find the end zone.
He had a ton of space, to roam. It's a big-time tackle to save that moment there for South Brunswick. But that'll finally kind of bring down the average a little bit. He was averaging at least 12 yards a carry, it felt like. So you need to see a short yardage rush from Chase Rizzo.
The Knights very wisely using a lot of clock here as Nugent rolls out to his right. He's looking to throw it. Running out of time, throws end zone complete. Touchdown, Amari Alsbrook. His second of this first half.
Beautiful offense from Old Bridge. Make your quarterback roll out, wait for the right moment, bring the defense, shift them all the way to the right as we'll take a look at it as well. You've got Brody Nugent on the opposite side you roll out to, but he just waits and waits and waits. Everyone's going right, and he's just waiting for his moment, is Alsbrook, and he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Old Bridge, and now they have got their foot on the gas in this game.
A late flag is out as well. I'm not sure if that flag came during the play or after, but John, it looks like they've taken this touchdown off the board.
Wow. Didn't see where that was.
There is a flag. It was in the middle of the offensive line. We could not see it, and it was indeed a hold, so take those points off the board.
Guess that explains why Brody Nugent had so much time rolling out.
And I was going to say, even with the hold, I'm always impressed about how effectively Nugent is able to roll to his right and throw.
Yeah. It's been the most interesting part. He did a lot last season as well. He's just so comfortable rolling out to the side that a left-handed quarterback should not be rolling out to. It's that baseball player. He plays baseball for Old Bridge as well. You've got to roll out to that side sometimes.
Our undefeated girls field hockey team will be taking on the undefeated South Plainfield.
We also wanted to mention that in addition to it being senior night with all of the seniors, and that's not just football, that includes cheer, dance, football, all of them recognized ahead of the game tonight. But it is also youth night, and the Old Bridge Rebels Youth Organization will be recognized at halftime. The 8th grade team is also eating with the varsity team. That happened back during a pregame meal earlier this evening, and they walked in to the stadium with the team during introductions earlier tonight. So a shout out to the Old Bridge Rebels Youth Organization. They will be recognized once again at halftime. We hope you enjoyed your experience hanging out with the Knights prior to tonight's game and during introductions. Shout out from all of us here at PDF as Nugent looks to throw. And he completes as a flag comes out, and Rios is in for the touchdown. But let's see if this one stands. That flag was thrown in the area of holding.
Yeah, it looked like a hold again. They're going to send Old Bridge back another time, and now they've really backed themselves up. And not just in the sense of away from scoring, but now they're really, if they're going to kick a field goal, they're really out of the range now based on these 2 penalties.
Well, Aiden Rios back into the lineup tonight, and boys, he made an impact on the offensive side of the ball. Allsbrook's been great in each game that we've covered this year. Dynamic playmaker at the wideout position. We know how much Nugent likes to throw to Olivencia in the end zone. We've seen that connection many times before as well. And this defense so far pitching a shutout despite the absence of Zach Florio this evening. Precaution prevailing in terms of keeping him out of this game, but hopefully the Knights will have him back next week. This defense thus far has not missed a beat without him, but he is a big impact player on that side of the ball. Nugent lines up in an empty backfield, 2nd and 30. And Nugent escapes to his left, has running room, and will take off as he steps out of bounds at the 20.
Escapes danger and carries it himself.
It never got uncomfortable. 5 guys rushing, all danger zone players. Brody Nugent has just kept that play alive. Still a lot of work left to do for this offense, but a big-time escape for Nugent.
Well, they turn what was 2nd and a mile into 3rd and very long. Looks like they need about 19 or 20 to pick up a first down.
At that point, you might just think about taking an end zone shot if you're this Old Bridge offense.
I think the big question right here is, are you willing to kick a field goal?
Right.
I would say yes if you end up in 4th and 20. Nugent will look to throw here on 3rd, rolling to his right, throwing end zone. And that is caught at the 3-yard line as Olivencia had to come back to that football, but that's the first time we've said Cam's name tonight. And he has the big completion, maybe a yard shy of a first down.
A 4th down and 1 for Old Bridge. 4th and 1 for the Knights.
Yeah, this offense staying on the field.
Big play coming up here. This is a stop that you get the sense the Vikings have to have. And as a defense, you're in such a tough spot here. Nugent could easily run for it, but if you commit too much to that run, you know he'll have an option to throw to. And he is rolling left. Allsbrook is wide open, and he's in for the touchdown. They took one off the board for him a couple of minutes ago, but Amari Allsbrook finds the end zone a second time on this drive as Brody Nugent connects with the sophomore wideout for a Knights touchdown.
Not as aesthetically pleasing as the touchdown that got called back, but those are the plays that you want to make consistently in these short yardage situations near the red zone. Yeah, they found a lot of great times in these situations, just getting a receiver, moving out, rolling left, just a quick out, get the job done. Brody Nugent found a way.
Michael Ferretto out for the extra point as the Knights now officially lead it by 20. And Ferretto's PAT is up and good. Your Old Bridge, you can't ask for a much better first half than this. The Knights on their opening drive were forced to punt, but since then, they've been nearly flawless. The interception brought one drive to a close. The defense immediately gets it right back, and the offense takes full advantage of the good field position and puts 7 points on the board.
And just dominant work so far from Old Bridge. Defensively, offensively, every area of the field, Old Bridge has just dominated in this game. Have found ways to make plays. They found their receivers. They're showing off the weapons in front of their home crowd for the first time tonight. Brody Nugent has been composed, and this red zone play right here to find Amari Allsbrook just wide open. Both times you found him wide open. Well, all 3 times you found him, basically. He's got 2 official touchdowns, one that got called back. But Old Bridge has just diced up this defense. South Brunswick, again, just hasn't gotten that big play. They got the interception. They weren't able to make anything out of it. And now it's really starting to get to the point where South Brunswick is on their heels. This game really getting out of hand almost. And it's only the first half with 4:07 left to go.
That pre-snap motion on the goal line has really confused defenses against this Knights squad. If you commit to taking away Allsbrook, Nugent oftentimes has a clear path to the goal line and a touchdown rushing. You account for Nugent, it makes it really tough to defend Allsbrook. So teams struggling for answers against this Knights offense, as it's good to see Peyton Lynch back in the game for that last return. He's brought down just past the 20-yard line, and that's where South Brunswick will start, now trailing by 21.
Yeah, it's very good to see him back, and imagine he just kind of got the wind knocked out of him on that big block. And we'll see how he continues to play in this game. But Old Bridge, again, defensively on these kickoff returns, they realize that, again, last year they gave up a kickoff return touchdown. Last week they gave up one. They have not even allowed good yardage on kick returns so far in this game.
And you have to think that, given what we've seen at times early this season and dating back to last season with some big returns against this Knights team, it's something they've discussed. And once again, the Vikings will direct snap it to Tony. And he's pushed out of bounds across the 25-yard line. Give him a gain of 3.
Now again, for Old Bridge, 4 minutes is a lot of time. For South Brunswick, the way they've been playing, it's not as much time. You need a big chunk play on the run. They were throwing the ball a lot last drive. It ended up leading, obviously, to the interception by Xavier Diaz, but we'll see what they end up doing. This empty set.
And once again, they'll look to snap it to Tony, who's in the backfield alone. And he will keep it as he takes it up the gut, and immediately he's brought down. He's taken a lot of punishment in the middle there, trying to carry the football.
He's already got a ton of carries on the season. He had 55 heading into this game in 3 weeks. He's really been the bell cow for the Vikings. But every time that he's really met anybody in the gap, Old Bridge has delivered big hits, has made sure that he doesn't want to go hit that gap and not want to get those extra couple of yards, because he is getting leveled when he meets these players at the line.
The Knights defensively have yet another third down that will give them an opportunity to get off the field quickly. And they do bring some pressure. Shearstone gets rid of it, completes to Tony. And he did make the first man miss, but could not pick up enough for a first down. And are you at a point in this game, John, where you would think about going for it here?
I don't know. I can't say that yet. I can't do that in the first half. I can't give up yet and really just say, you know, we got to go take a shot. There's a ton of time, and you're basically giving Old Bridge an opportunity to go ahead and score. But it also wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world if they ended up making that decision, if they were a bit closer.
I think it is too early, and I think they need too many yards. It looks like they need about 7, maybe a long 6, but I do think it's too early. That being said, with 2:17 to go, your defense has to find a way to get a stop here. If the Knights come away with a touchdown, I think this game is over. If the Knights come away with a field goal, it's then the full breadth of 3 scores, and you're in a big, big hole as South Brunswick. So regardless of what happens here, there's a steep hill to climb. I don't think you can go for it, but if you send your defense back out there, they have to come up with a stop.
Either way, they're going to have to come up with a stop, right? I think what we realize is either scenario, it's not looking good for South Brunswick. So they need a big play. They need some kind of juice, whether it's for this offense, whether this defense goes out and creates it. They need a big play.
And something that I meant to mention earlier and did not was that James Angermeyer III, the punter for South Brunswick, has a cast on his right hand. That has to make it tough.
Especially with the drop of the ball. I mean, if he drops it with the left hand, it can't be as tough, but it's still tough. You got to catch that football with the cast.
It really requires a good snap. And that is not a good snap. He's in trouble, and he is able to get a kick away. It takes a good Vikings bounce and rolls out to midfield. So good recovery there by Angermeyer III following a very poor snap. And they're able to net about 25 yards, maybe a bit more than that on the punt.
After a short punt, you're kind of wishing you at least took the shot to go for it at this point. I mean, it's so tough for, especially what he's got going on there, to even just pick up the ball and at least just get a kick off.
And I'll say it again, John. Your defense, they have to come up with a stop here. If you went for it there and your offense kept the drive going, your hope would be that your defense would remain on the sideline until halftime. Right. That would be your hope. Instead, they elect to punt, which I think was the right decision. They send their defense back out there, but 2:06, that's an eternity for Brody Nugent and this offense. However, the Knights do not have any timeouts remaining. That's something to keep in mind.
They've got the 2-minute warning.
No 2-minute warning in high school, a mistake I've made many, many times.
Phenomenal.
Nugent flushed out right here, throws downfield, and did Olivencia have a foot in? I believe he did. But once again, there is a penalty marker for a hold against Old Bridge. Back him up. And we've seen the Knights overcome more than one of these tonight. They'll have to do it again here in the 2-minute offense.
Again, I mean, the mentality should still be just some offenses may just take the quiet route into the halftime, into the locker room. Obviously, you have the holding penalty here. They're going to be backed up a bit, but you just have to run and gun and just go for the end, basically. You go up 28-0. It's going to be very, very tough to lose that lead, even if South Brunswick plays their best football. You have an opportunity here to basically ice this game before halftime.
It is a 1st and 20 for the Knights. The clock is stopped at 1:58.
After the penalty, it's 1st down and 20 for Old Bridge.
Nugent lined up in an empty backfield once again, looking to work out of the gun. And he will look to throw. Pressure on its way, pass complete. Allsbrook makes a man miss and comes down 1 yard short of the original line of scrimmage. He's tackled at the Vikings' 45-yard line. Keep in mind, no timeouts for Old Bridge. The clock's still running. They did not pick up a first down there. 2nd and 11. Nugent feeling the pressure from behind, throwing down the middle. Incomplete. Off the hands of Aiden Rios, but he certainly had a chance on that one.
Couldn't tell exactly if the defender maybe got a hand on that football as well, but just for Brody Nugent to be able to get that ball in a good spot for his receiver, good throw, but almost a big-time connection for this offense.
That was Duran on the coverage, as you mentioned, John, getting a hand in there to break that one up at the last moment. And that would have been enough for first down yardage. And with a stop here, the Vikings could get the football back with 3 timeouts. How aggressive will they be? That remains to be seen, but they do have a chance to get it back and perhaps make a push for some points in the closing seconds of this first half. 3rd and 11. Ball at the South Brunswick 45-yard line. Nugent will look to throw. Pressure coming from his left. He throws middle, high and incomplete. Allsbrook wide open. Lynch was the nearest defender for the Vikings.
It's a throw you got to have. Not in a got-to-have moment, but that's a throw you want to definitely have and be able to hit that throw for Brody Nugent. Had Allsbrook had him in a good spot, would have been at least a big gain and a big-time first down, would put him in the red zone. But now you give the football right back to South Brunswick.
And that's a good way to describe it, John. A throw you have to have, but not in a got-to-have-it moment. And that's one that, when they go back and look at the film, Nugent would like to have a second go at. Tomas Santos will punt. Clock running at 1:17 as that will come to rest inside the 20 at the 17-yard line of South Brunswick. So that's where the Vikings will get started. And, John, I'll pose the question to you. How aggressive are you here? The Knights have no timeouts. Do you take this to half, or are you pushing for some points?
It's interesting because you've seen when you've tried to be aggressive as South Brunswick, you've made mistakes. This could very easily, if you just go out, throw the ball 3 times, you could give the ball right back to Old Bridge. They get another possession. So there's still a decent amount of time on the clock for that to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and just kind of run this football and go to the halftime. But I also can see them going for a lot here. They've got a lot of receivers out as well.
I think you have to take a shot on the early downs, and they will. Shearstone throws incomplete. Lynch, the intended target. Tight coverage there, but he did get his hands on it, and that would bring up a 2nd and 10. And, John, what I think I would do, I would throw on 1st and 2nd. If I end up in a 3rd and 10, I'd probably run it and take as much of the half with me as I can.
Right.
But I think they throw again here.
Having no timeouts for Old Bridge makes their decision a lot easier.
Agreed. Shearstone looking downfield. He's hit. And he looks a bit shaken up as he took a shot on that play. Fortunately for the Vikings, that falls incomplete. And also a bit shaken up on that play is Michael Kavas. He applied the pressure and heads to the Old Bridge sideline, holding his face mask.
BOP's all right, but they've hit this quarterback every time he's really had to drop back and try to make a play.
Yeah, Shearstone's been under constant pressure tonight, and he's off the field here on 3rd down, so it looks like they may run it with Tony, maybe a trick play, and he looks to throw. And no trickery here, and no yardage to be found for Tony as the Knights defense is fired up.
Old Bridge is number 21. That's 21 of the Knights. Mateos Tarosian.
Well, I'll tell you, John, on my Old Bridge roster, they still have Jeremiah Dixon as number 21.
Right.
That is, of course, not correct.
That is not him.
No.
Maybe he's borrowing Jeremiah Dixon's jersey today?
Well, Jeremiah Dixon is no longer with the team, so.
Right. We did hear him on it for senior night.
He was here for senior night?
I heard his name called.
He was, so he is still with the team.
Or maybe they just honored him for senior night, even though he's not with the team.
Perhaps. We haven't seen him play yet. At least not that I'm aware.
I haven't seen him.
I have been here every week, John.
Right. This is my first week here, so I definitely haven't seen him.
You have an excuse. I'm not sure I do. Dixon is on the roster that we pulled from New Jersey high school football.
We will have the punt to end the half.
A timeout was called with 3.7. So I think what you do here is snap it, scramble to the side, and take a knee.
Yep.
I think you should have enough time.
Or if you see what you have, and if someone's down the field, but
well, if the Knights get overly aggressive and try to send the kitchen sink at you,
yeah,
perhaps somebody downfield is all alone.
Right.
I don't think we'll see that.
No.
But you never really know. Special teams, the mantra is expect the unexpected.
Exactly.
Always.
Every time.
Do not take punts for granted. It's something that I've said many times, and when I went back and clipped the highlights for our pregame show, I said it before the muffed snap on the Vikings punt last year. Do not take the punt for granted.
And this is a tough spot, too.
Right on your own goal line.
If
punter.
you muff this punt, you're in safety territory.
Like I said, I think if the Knights don't bring pressure, you hold it and take a knee. But they are forced to kick. And the Knights will look to run it back. Diaz in traffic. And good job to hold on there. That was number 17, Luka Gelashvili, holding on for dear life. As we've said more than once tonight, John, he had a hold of the jersey of Xavier Diaz, and help came to make the tackle, as that will bring us to halftime. Our score at the break, the Knights 21 and the Vikings nothing. We will throw it to a message from our sponsors, and when we come back, the second half of this divisional matchup between the Knights and Vikings. More high school football coverage to come after our halftime break right here on the PDF Sports Network.
Celebrating 65 years, the Old Bridge Rebels Youth Organization is the longest-running and most successful youth organization, serving Old Bridge Township. The Rebels are the premier football and cheer organization with a long and rich history in coaching and developing our community's future leaders. Through proper guidance and leadership, the Rebels program assists the youth in developing the qualities of safe play, discipline, teamwork, fundamentals, and well-being. We will continue to focus on these goals while maintaining a strong presence in the community. Check us out at swsrebels.org.
This football season, stop by Market Boy Liquors, your hometown destination for over 20 years. Family-owned and operated, our 8,000-square-foot store features the largest beer cooler in the area, plus an unbeatable selection of wine, spirits, cigars, and craft beer. Conveniently located at 1132 Englishtown Road, Old Bridge, New Jersey, 08857, Market Boy Liquors is proud to serve our community with the best variety and friendly service. Call us today at 732-251-4616 and make Market Boy your game day headquarters.
To buying and selling a home, do it with Peter Hunt's home team, powered by Century 21. For years, Peter has dedicated his life to the real estate industry, offering help and care to all of his clients. With experience and proven results, Peter is an award-winning realtor and the top producer for Century 21 Action Plus. A resident of Old Bridge, put Peter to work at selling your home or finding the home of your dreams. Call 1-800-299-2129 or reach Peter directly at 9086-014-934.
For raising the standard in facility services and commercial cleaning look to Pritchard Industries. For over 35 years, our commitment to creating clean, healthy, and safe environments is unwavering, ensuring that your facility not only looks pristine, but also promotes well-being and productivity so your business can excel. Specializing in comprehensive commercial cleaning solutions, advanced facility services, responsible sustainable practices, and innovative technology, contact us now at pritchardindustries.com. Pritchard Industries, here for you.
At Giuseppe's Old School Italian Pizzeria, we bring you the perfect blend of tradition and flavor. Whether you're craving a classic New York-style pizza, a hearty pasta dish, or a fresh Italian hero, we've got something for everyone. Stop by, grab a slice, and taste the difference of real old-school Italian cooking right here in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Giuseppe's, located at 2581 County Road 516 in Old Bridge. Simply delicious.
At Maz Transport, we're ready to get your vacation started early with luxury airport service and your transportation needs. In fact, whether it's for corporate transport, trips to Atlantic City, a night in the city, date night, or any other need, Maz Transport is your choice for our luxury fleet to take you there in style. Call or text 732-2071-079 and let us know where you want to go, and we'll take care of the rest at Maz Transport.
At Function Forward Physical Therapy, we listen to your specific needs, utilize manual therapy techniques to decrease pain and restore mobility, emphasize customized exercise plans, and are here to assist in all your function and fitness needs. Whether it's return to work or play rehab, fitness training, or our soft wave therapy program, we're here to help you get better, feel better, and live better. Function Forward Physical Therapy. Check us out today.
Since 2003, Elite Sports Physical Therapy of Morganville has developed customized care and physical therapy programs for thousands of athletes through evaluation and setting athletic goals. Whether a torn ACL, dislocated shoulder, or concussion is keeping you on the sidelines, our highly trained physical therapists can help you recover and return to the field or court in better shape than ever before. Come see what we are all about. Visit us at elitespt.com or call us today to book a consultation.
At Bagel Boy Bagel Shop in Old Bridge, we're more than just bagels. Come visit us at 2329 County Road 516, where we bake our bagels and bread fresh daily, have the freshest fruit and veggie platters, and an assortment of sandwiches and plates that are sure to satisfy. Bagel Boy is a proud sponsor of all things Old Bridge. Go Knights and go to Bagel Boy. 2329 County Road 516 and at bagelboyonline.com.
Old Bridge students, take advantage of the Old Bridge special at Bagel Boy. 10% off all purchases with your valid student ID.
Protect your family, pets, and your wallet with Anchor Pest Control. We provide coverage for all your pest removal needs, and our all-inclusive service saves you money. We've designed our services to be both comprehensive and budget-friendly for homeowners. Plus, with our premium service, you'll get a free mosquito application. See how Anchor stacks up against the competition. Visit us, anchorpestcontrol.net, or call 888-623-2847 for information and service.
You gotta check out All American Ford.
All American Ford is number one.
All American Ford in Old Bridge is proudly family owned and operated, and we're the #1 Ford dealership in New Jersey.
All American Ford is the tri-state area's giant auto group. They always have the largest selection, and it's not even close. All American Ford is currently offering APR financing as low as 0%, low monthly lease specials, and thousands off MSRP.
Giant selection,
giant savings.
Go G-Men and go All American Ford.
Shop online at allamericanfordandoldbridge.com.
Getting a home loan shouldn't feel like an obstacle course. At CMG Home Loans, getting a loan is simple. Our loan officers are here for you every step of the way. With over 2,000 five-star reviews, when you're ready to buy or refi, we'll work together to find the loan you need for the home you love. CMG Home Loans. Simplified, trusted, committed.
And we are back from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge, as we do have a message for you at our halftime break. We launched it earlier this season. However, due to internet constraints, we had to make some adjustments. Our original plan was to offer our Old Bridge Knights High School Football Premium Pass live. However, we have had to amend that to include on-demand viewing only. The internet at the various facilities where we've covered Knights football does not permit a live stream. However, we have ensured that each week we update our video catalog with each stream, and now we can offer our Old Bridge Knights High School Football Premium Pass on demand via Boxcast, free of YouTube ads. So over on YouTube, our broadcasts are often filled with ads put in by YouTube. Those ads are not from sponsors of Knights football. Over on Boxcast, the only ads you will see are from sponsors of Old Bridge Knights High School football. So if you'd like to support the Knights and support the work we do here on PDF, go check us out over on Boxcast. A special thank you to those who purchased during Week 1, as those who purchased during Week 1 did not get the live viewing experience that we had hoped to deliver. However, they did get the on-demand viewing that came with the purchase of their premium pass after the game had aired a bit later in the week. Our first 3 games are all available on Boxcast via our premium pass. Tonight's game will be available on Boxcast tomorrow evening. So again, check back tomorrow evening over on Boxcast for video of tonight's game on demand. That video will be free of YouTube ads. You get every Knights home game free of YouTube ads. The rest of the way, on demand, just $10 for the full season. We thank you for your support. As always, the rest of the way, you can watch completely free over on YouTube. However, that viewing experience will come with ads placed there by YouTube. So with that message, we are going to throw it back to another commercial break. The Knights band is out on the field performing during halftime. That performance still ongoing. There are 3 minutes up on the clock. That clock is stopped right now. So again, we'll throw it to break. When we come back, the second half between the Knights and Vikings from Lombardi Field.
Celebrating 65 years, the Old Bridge Rebels Youth Organization is the longest-running and most successful youth organization, serving Old Bridge Township. The Rebels are the premier football and cheer organization with a long and rich history in coaching and developing our community's future leaders. Through proper guidance and leadership, the Rebels program assists the youth in developing the qualities of safe play, discipline, teamwork, fundamentals, and well-being. We will continue to focus on these goals while maintaining a strong presence in the community. Check us out at swsrebels.org.
This football season, stop by Market Boy Liquors, your hometown destination for over 20 years. Family-owned and operated, our 8,000-square-foot store features the largest beer cooler in the area, plus an unbeatable selection of wine, spirits, cigars, and craft beer. Conveniently located at 1132 Englishtown Road, Old Bridge, New Jersey, 08857, Market Boy Liquors is proud to serve our community with the best variety and friendly service. Call us today at 732-251-4616 and make Market Boy your game day headquarters.
When it comes to buying and selling a home, do it with Peter Hunt's home team, powered by Century 21. For years, Peter has dedicated his life to the real estate industry, offering help and care to all of his clients. With experience and proven results, Peter is an award-winning realtor and the top producer for Century 21 Action Plus. A resident of Old Bridge, put Peter to work at selling your home or finding the home of your dreams. Call 1-800-299-2129 or reach Peter directly at 908-601-4934.
For raising the standard in facility services and commercial cleaning look to Pritchard Industries. For over 35 years, our commitment to creating clean, healthy, and safe environments is unwavering, ensuring that your facility not only looks pristine, but also promotes well-being and productivity so your business can excel. Specializing in comprehensive commercial cleaning solutions, advanced facility services, responsible sustainable practices, and innovative technology, contact us now at pritchardindustries.com. Pritchard Industries, here for you.
At Giuseppe's Old School Italian Pizzeria, we bring you the perfect blend of tradition and flavor. Whether you're craving a classic New York-style pizza, a hearty pasta dish, or a fresh Italian hero, we've got something for everyone. Stop by, grab a slice, and taste the difference of real old-school Italian cooking right here in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Giuseppe's, located at 2581 County Road 516 in Old Bridge. Simply delicious.
At Maz Transport, we're ready to get your vacation started early with luxury airport service and your transportation needs. In fact, whether it's for corporate transport, trips to Atlantic City, a night in the city, date night, or any other need, Maz Transport is your choice for our luxury fleet to take you there in style. Call or text 732-2071-079 and let us know where you want to go, and we'll take care of the rest at Maz Transport.
At Function Forward Physical Therapy, we listen to your specific needs, utilize manual therapy techniques to decrease pain and restore mobility, emphasize customized exercise plans, and are here to assist in all your function and fitness needs. Whether it's return to work or play rehab, fitness training, or our softwave therapy program, we're here to help you get better, feel better, and live better. Function Forward Physical Therapy. Check us out today.
And we are back from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge with about 6 seconds on the clock before the start of the second half is scheduled to get underway. Once again, this is Joe Foreman on the call alongside John McCooch. Our score at the halftime break between the 2-1 South Brunswick High School Knights and the 2-1 Old Bridge High School Knights, 21-0. Old Bridge on top at the break. John, South Brunswick gets the ball to start the third quarter. How can they turn it around?
You got to churn out first downs. They are a run-heavy offense that hasn't really been able to run the football. It's been a tough showing for them in the first half, but it's really they've been trying to run inside against a team that's so tough on the inside. What's been a difficult point for them, saw it against Piscataway, was kind of when they have to set the edge a little bit more, when they have to run outside, when they have to stop runs on the outside. That's when they've kind of struggled defensively, at least when they've had very little struggles defensively. But it's really just runs to the outside that South Brunswick hasn't even attempted to really try to work that part of the field. So you have to imagine that running inside, you've got to realize it's not working so far for South Brunswick. And you've got to find a way to just find the open space when it comes to running the football. We'll see if they can do it, though. This is a tough Old Bridge defense they're going up against that's really improved tackling when it comes to the secondary. But South Brunswick also hasn't gotten to the second level very much. But you've got to get a drive, churn out first downs, hit the outside, just see what happens.
Kickoff on the way. Fielded back around the 5-yard line by Lynch. And he's out across the 20 and brought down short of the 25-yard line. So in desperate need of points, the Vikings will take over at their own 23-yard line. And John, how can this offense get going? They featured the ground game so far. You mentioned it. It's so difficult to run at the middle of this Old Bridge defense. And when that's the game plan, it makes it really difficult to gain traction offensively and to put up points quickly.
Yeah, and they just, again, and throwing the football, they haven't been able to get anything going when it comes to there. They've attempted it. They've been intercepted, met at high points. And shout out to the Old Bridge crew for getting us some waters. It's much appreciated, but they just haven't been able to find that part of the field. And here's an outside run.
Tony takes the toss, made a man miss behind the line of scrimmage, and he just got back to the 25. No gain on the play.
Again, they realize they have to find that part. And Old Bridge, again, a big-time stop running to the outside. So Old Bridge, they're ready defensively. I mean, this is the highlight of Old Bridge. It's been the highlight of Old Bridge. Coach Donahue coming in, a defensive coach, has really made things work. So this is Old Bridge football, and they're running it to perfection when it comes to their game plan.
2nd and 10. Shearstone rolling to his right, throws complete. Strong-handed grab there at the 35 and a violent tackle at the end of that play. It took 3 Knights to bring down Jeremiah Jackson, but he showed off the hands there on that grab. A tough catch in heavy traffic.
Everything about that from Jeremiah Jackson, just strong is the word you got to put out there. Was able to just get that ball, keep it away from his defenders coming at him, and just, it's a tough catch to make. Bring it back to your body. Again, that is a tough tackle to take, just absolutely brought down.
Shearstone throws, and tight window was there. A bit of missed time on that pass attempt. Zion Collins was the intended receiver, and the ball got up on him a bit too quickly before he could turn around and face it.
And Kamari Toney was also kind of in that area as well. Could have been, I mean, there's miscommunication on that play somewhere, but just missed a spot. Somebody was in the wrong spot.
2nd and 10 following the incomplete pass. I think the Vikings understand that they need to throw it a bit more, and they will look to throw here on 2nd down. And Shearstone is sacked.
Shearstone is sacked in the backfield by
2 Knights converge on him in the backfield, led by Justin Barkazi.
We haven't really seen the quarterback sacks in this game. I believe that's their first one. They've gotten to the quarterback a lot, but haven't brought him down behind the line of scrimmage on a pass attempt. And that is just this Old Bridge defensive line. Again, just a missed block on the left tackle side. Had to pick between 2 guys, couldn't pick one. Just wide open gap, open for that lineman to go out and make a play.
And when a defense knows that you probably have to put it in the air, it makes it really tough on an offense that predominantly wants to run the ball. And they will run it here on 3rd and long. That's Duran, a couple of yards past the original line of scrimmage, but that's all. And it looks like the Vikings are gearing up to punt.
And you're really getting to a point in this game where you have to be aggressive, but being aggressive hasn't worked. So Old Bridge, I mean, the way that South Brunswick would find a way to win this game is through their defense and winning the battle of field position at this point. You have to find a way to get your offensive ball at the 50-yard line and figure something out. So you need a big punt here and a big 3 and out to give yourself a chance to make things happen at this point.
We've seen Old Bridge fake a punt before. The Vikings won't do it here, and that's a pretty good kick. It takes a South Brunswick bounce into the arms of Nugent. Nugent has the 40, and that's where he'll step out. So a good run back on a solid kick.
The
Knights will officially take over at their own 40-yard line, and John, by my estimation, Old Bridge could put this one away with another touchdown.
Especially if you get a long drive going, but even if it's a short drive, even if they score on the first play, that would be a tough deficit to come back from. I mean, in football math, it's still very within reach, but based on how South Brunswick offensively, you see a 0 on the scoreboard right there. All it would really take is, again, I do agree, this score, if they're able to go down the field and get it done, would basically be that nail in the coffin that you speak of.
Just over 9 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. And And the Knights will hand off on first down. Rizzo has room once again. And he was wrestled out of bounds right at the first down marker. Pickup of 10 and a first down.
This has been a huge emergence for Chase Rizzo. I mean, he's been awesome in the ground game. Kind of heading into this game, it was clear that there's a running back that needs to step up. They need to find a way to establish a run game when it comes to Old Bridge. That isn't Brody Nugent. And right now, it's Chase Rizzo on these shotgun inside runs. He has been fantastic in this game. Catching the ball, running the ball, he's been awesome.
Allsbrook in motion. Rizzo on the carry. He has blocking. He has a first down. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside of the Vikings' 40-yard line.
And not even brought down, and a ton of patience on this run as well, following his blockers, waiting for the right moment to use that burst of speed that he has. He has been just everywhere tonight for this offense. Chase Rizzo. Would love to see what his stat line ends up being. It's very balanced so far, but really running the football ever since kind of the midpoint of the second quarter, that's been really working for Old Bridge. We'll get him back in the slot here.
He spent as much time in the backfield tonight as we've seen him in any of the first 4 games. Allsbrook the motion man now. He'll fake the handoff to Rizzo. Nugent will keep it. Nugent turns upfield. He's inside the 30, inside the 20, and brought down just shy of the Vikings' 15-yard line.
It's that point of the game, right, where you have a 21-0 lead. You haven't really seen Brody Nugent throw the football. That was the time where you saw the threat of him doing so kind of come up. But at this point, you're running clock, you're putting drives together, you're running the football, you're making this even more painful for South Brunswick's defense. Big run, Brody Nugent, just finding that hole and using his burst of speed.
Once again, Rizzo will join him in the backfield as they motion Allsbrook to the left this time. Rizzo takes the handoff, powers through some contact, and is brought down after a gain of 1 to the 15-yard line.
You enter the red zone. You're looking for a touchdown here again. You want to end this game, basically, but even if you just make this slow and get a field goal, you're getting that much closer to the finish line.
It's not even only a score that benefits the Knights here. It's the time that comes off with it. And the way that they've run the football on this drive, they can afford to take their time and take as much clock with them as possible. What's worked against them is that they've picked up yards in chunks. Nugent fakes, throws, caught by Rizzo for a Knights touchdown. Brody Nugent dealing tonight as he connects with Rizzo to put the Knights in front by 27.
And I mean, who else would it be? The player that you've kind of waited to step up in this offense with Rizzo, and he's been everywhere. He's been making plays all over the place. For him to get a touchdown, well-deserved. Chase Rizzo. That's the takeaway from this game, Chase Rizzo. What he's been able to do and how he can change this offense.
I think what we've seen tonight on full display, John, is how well Brody Nugent utilizes all of his weapons. We've seen every one of these wideouts. We've seen the back, Chase Rizzo, all heavily involved, not only catching the football, but carrying the football. So often this offense has leaned very, very heavily on the legs of Brody Nugent. I think we saw that last week, and Piscataway was not going to allow the Knights to beat them running the ball with Nugent. I think tonight we've seen that they're more than capable of adjusting the offensive game plan to utilize the passing game a bit more and to put the ball in the hands of other ball carriers outside of Nugent. Extra point by Ferretto, up and good. And the Knights now lead it by 28. And John, as we said before, that very well may have been the dagger.
It very well could have. And really just to go back to your other point again about Brody Nugent, yes, it works when in a game, in one game, where you run the quarterback 12 times, he gets 50 yards, he gets a touchdown, you basically dominate the rest of the game. But that is a game plan, especially when the quarterback is the lifeblood of your offense. You cannot have him run the football 15 times a game and expect him to kind of not at least be banged up at some point in the season. So this is a game where, yes, he's going to run, he's going to take hits, he's taken a few today, but you're protecting your quarterback in this game, especially at this point, letting Chase Rizzo run the football, letting things work on the ground, keeping him safe, keeping everybody all right. And they're really in a position with 6:56 left in the third quarter. When they get the ball, it's going to be ground and pound, churn out first downs, and let this clock expire as much as possible, because Old Bridge, as much time is left in this game, everyone here kind of knows that it would take a lot. It would take a miraculous comeback for South Brunswick to do something and make this game close again. But you never want to say never, Joe.
Expect the unexpected, and certainly never say never. That is absolutely true. However, all of that being said, John, this night's defense has been great tonight. They've given up nothing, and the one time that any pressure was put on them at all, they halted the Viking momentum with an interception. So I just can't imagine this night's defense giving up 28. We should have 3 timeouts per side.
I think as anything can happen under Friday Night Lights as that kickoff is underway. A bit short, too.
Another short kick taken just inside the 35, and immediately Jules Velez-Corbin swarmed by black jerseys, though I think effectively, John, those are more slate gray.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, slate gray.
Kick is received by number 42, Jules Velez.
Slate gray.
This very well could be last gasp for the Vikings in this spot.
I'd say so.
They take over at their own 35. They haven't really gained any traction in the passing game tonight. On the ground, they have done some good things on the one drive that ended in the second night's interception. They put together a couple of first downs, and it looked like they might be beginning to find their footing.
And if you think they have one last opportunity near the 35-yard line with the ball, this is it.
And again, it's a short completion. Tony very heavily involved in the offensive game plan tonight. He's run a lot of receiving patterns and has taken direct snaps, has taken handoffs. He's really done it all. Another short complete, or incompletion, I should say. Another short pass attempt, incomplete. Third down coming up for the Vikings here, but I'm also a bit surprised that given the struggles in the passing game, that they've tried to work a bit more quickly here.
Right. It is surprising, again, when you haven't had that success, but also what choice do you have at this point in the game, too?
They look to throw again here, and they complete for a first down. Shearstone on the move, finds Jackson, and he has the 2 biggest receptions of the night for South Brunswick. But there's a flag in the offensive backfield.
Seems to happen quite often. Moment where a team needs it, they finally get that one play they need, and we'll see what the exact call is, but that's in the area of holding.
It is a penalty against the Vikings.
We saw that jersey tug at the end on the left side of the offensive line. That'll draw it every time. We're going forward, actually.
Well, they did point in the direction of South Brunswick.
That might have been a late hit on the quarterback there at the end.
Maybe. You have a replay of that, Alex? Let's get a look and see if we can spot.
That's a personal foul against Old Bridge, 15-yard penalty.
It's that rough. I think they roughed the passer at the end of this play. Let's see if we watch the quarter. He did take a big hit from what I remember seeing.
Oh.
Definitely, yeah.
They sure did. They sure did. And that ball came out. As we got a look at our replay on the monitor,
Number 18, Zion Collins.
live action picked up with a carry by Collins. And
he's tackled by Valnati.
Did that ball come out? I thought it did.
I think it maybe came out at the end.
It's a loss of 5 yards. Second down.
It's a loss of 5. Here's a look at it. And they did rule that a backwards pass, hence the announcement of a carry.
Right. He was down.
It did come out, but he was down.
Right. And he got back on it anyway.
Yes, he did. Loss of 5 on the quick screen. Shearstone looking to throw again, has some time, and he completes downfield. And this will go for a first down and more. Peyton Lynch broke the first tackle and looked as if he might have a path to the end zone. Instead, he is brought down just outside the 10-yard line, and the Vikings have some life.
Peyton Lynch, who was banged up earlier in this game, got his way back out on the field and making plays.
Shearstone looking to run with it now, has a big lane. Ooh. He went down in ugly fashion right there.
Got crunched.
Yeah, that left leg bent very awkwardly.
Second down and 1 from the Old Bridge 2-yard line.
It is a second down and 1 from the 2. And they will hand off to Tony. And Tony is brought down, but did he pick up first down yardage?
Looks like they stopped it.
21 is Mateus Torsen.
I think they ruled him just short, John.
Third down's up.
Gain of none. 3rd and 1. From the
It is 3rd and inches effectively right here.
Yep.
A very short yard. I formation, handoff, Tony. And he has the first. Does he have the goal line? No signal yet. And it is a first down. No touchdown.
It's about as close as you can get.
It's 1st and goal from the inch line. And it looks like the Vikings are going to get the goal line personnel out there. Directly snap it to Tony, and he's in for the touchdown. Power football by South Brunswick. Down around the goal line. And Tony is in for the first Vikings touchdown of the night. It's now 28-6.
So you get a little bit of a breath of life. Tony, the guy you expected to carry the ball a ton heading into this game, just finds a path. I mean, they were able to just run the football 4 times and get it done right in front of the goal line, and they found a way to get that in there. They'll take it all day. But a lot of work left to do for South Brunswick.
We do not have a 33 on the Vikings roster.
Nope.
But he's out to attempt the extra point.
The unnamed kicker.
Mystery man. And that one's nearly blocked.
Gets the extra point off, and it's good.
Well, they have his name next door.
It's Old Bridge 28, South Brunswick 7.
He does have a name.
I think they said Schifrin. So Greg Schifrin, perhaps, now wearing number 33 instead of 26.
Regular season championship on Tuesday, beating East Brunswick in overtime.
He's listed as a kicker and the punter, so that's a good conclusion.
Makes sense.
We'll take on the undefeated South Plainfield field hockey team at
3:46 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Knights lead cut to 21. And now that South Brunswick has found the end zone, the question again becomes, can they find a way to stop this Knights offense?
And that's really it. If you get a stop, then that opens up Pandora's box for just about anything that can happen, but that's the toughest thing, right? Old Bridge has had a good time moving the football, even if they're not going to get points out of it. They've gotten a lot out of it, but they're still going to put on a drive, you'd have to imagine. So it's really the big point here. You need this stop. It's really just you need stops every time. You have no room for error if you're South Brunswick if you want to make this happen. A turnover is probably a must, considering how much time is left in the 3rd quarter. You got 3:46 left in the 3rd quarter. You have to be perfect for the rest of this contest, and perfect for 3 more possessions back and forth.
I think first and foremost, you're looking for the 3 and out right here. Get the football back and maybe make some noise late in this 3rd quarter. It's much easier to come back from down 2 scores early in the 4th than it is to try and work back from 2 scores in the closing minutes. This is Mercado on the run back, and he makes a nice move to make the first man miss before he's pushed out of bounds around the 35-yard line.
On the return of Shipman's kick, takes it out to the South Brunswick sideline.
For Old Bridge, there's no reason to kind of. They've had a quick offense. They've had a good tempo to it. You can kind of slow down things a little bit and just try to churn out the rest of this third quarter and kind of see where that takes you. But we'll see how Coach Donahue with this offense kind of approach things when it comes to how you want to handle running out the rest of this game.
And if anyone wants to bring me one of his world-famous root beer floats, I'm sweating.
First down and 10 for the Knights. Ball at their own 36-yard line. And Nugent will throw quickly to Rizzo. Rizzo makes a man miss once again, but is brought down just past the 40 at the 41-yard line. Gain of 5 on first down.
That's what you do in these moments. Just those easy yards, those check downs, keep this rock moving. But Old Bridge in a good chance to go 3-1 on the year with a pretty okay schedule. They got the rest of this division play kind of on the board. They got off to a good start. They'll be 3-1 if they hold on for this game. They've got a chance to really make some noise this season.
And we've seen it many times tonight in terms of the offensive scheme for the Knights. They've had Rizzo sit down over the middle. The Vikings have been content to give him that space, and then he's made the first man miss as Nugent has no room on this play and is brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. They will not give him any forward progress, and he is tackled for a loss of nearly 10.
Every Viking just found a way to get to Brody Nugent on that play. It was just a blown-up play. So South Brunswick, not the worst spot in the world now.
It's a third down and 15 coming up here. Empty backfield once again for the Knights. And John, just like that, the Vikings can get off the field 3 and out. Nugent going deep. Rizzo's open, and it's incomplete. What an opportunity for the Knights to perhaps put this one away. Instead, it is a misfire from Nugent to Rizzo. That's 6 points off the board, and a Knights punt is upcoming.
Just in front of Rizzo. Couldn't get to that football. I mean, that would have been the icing on the cake. Every phrase you want to pull out of the book, that would have did it pretty much. If he was able to get that catch and get a touchdown. But now you give South Brunswick some life. There's been a couple plays they were just over the outstretched arms of Allsbrook on an earlier play, and now that one for Rizzo. Nugent's been fantastic, but there's a couple missed throws there.
Brody Nugent tonight has had a couple of very surprising misfires. And that one keeps the Vikings in the game, but they will not get a chance to return this punt. Santos sends it all the way back to the Vikings' 27-yard line. So all things considered, the Knights get a pretty good result out of that punt. No return, ball spotted at the 27. And the Vikings, however, do get off the field with less than 2 minutes coming off the clock.
Yeah, if you could find a way to get in the end zone before the end of this third quarter, there's a lot of possibility there. There's a lot of time left. But, I mean, it just starts with getting in the end zone however you can do it. But South Brunswick, there's at least now an opportunity. It's starting to become a game here. Even though they're down 3 scores, Vikings got a moment here.
Curious to see how heavily South Brunswick leans on the run now. It's just a 3-score game. They started the last drive pass heavy, hit the big completion, and then went right back to the ground game. They'll look to throw here. Shearstone has that one tipped incomplete. Pass breakup there by number 5, Justin Birch.
You'd have to imagine that South Brunswick, I mean, they had the pass working on that last drive where they scored. So rolling out this quarterback, getting him some space, getting Shearstone some room to throw this football down the field. It's been working so far, at least on the last drive. There was a chance there, too.
They'll hand off here to Duran, and Duran is driven down. Finishing off that tackle was John Raimondi Jr. Kassoff made the initial stop,
Gain of 2, third down.
Gain of 2 brings up a 3rd and 8.
Now again, you're in that 3rd and long, and this is a gotta-have-it 3rd and long for South Brunswick. You've got a money play. You got to call it now.
I think if you don't get this, John, you have to go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely.
I think we're at that point in the game where you have to go. You don't need to get it all here on 3rd. Shearstone rolling to his right again, looking to throw. And that one is broken up by Diaz over the middle. Again, Shearstone looking for Jeremiah Jackson. Diaz with the breakup sets up a 4th down, and it appears that the Vikings are going to punt.
It's interesting. It's by the book. But sometimes you can't play by the book when you're down 3 scores.
I think what it comes down to now is, do you feel as if you have more confidence in scoring on a special teams play or on defense than you do on offense?
You just might have that moment there.
If you have more confidence that you'll score on defense or on special teams, you punt.
Yeah, and that's what South Brunswick believes in right now. What a game for Xavier Diaz, though. 2 interceptions, ton of pass breakups. He's been awesome.
That punt will land short of the 40. It takes a Vikings roll inside the 35 and will be touched down at the 31-yard line.
Angermere's punt is down by Luca Galishvili.
Well, the good news for South Brunswick is that the 3-and-out took just over a minute off the clock. Hardly any time came off there. The bad news now is that the clock is firmly working against you the rest of the way. Just not a lot of time to work with. You needed a 3-and-out on the last drive. You got it. I think you have to have one on this drive. And even more so than that, I think you're looking for a big play to take the ball away from Old Bridge in plus territory for your offense.
Yeah, turnovers in this part of the field, that's the only way you're really going to get back in this game. And Old Bridge, all it really takes is a couple 1st downs, and they put themselves in a great position. The Knights, just about not making mistakes, playing sound football, just executing.
I'd expect a steady diet of the running game here, and they do run it on 1st down with Rizzo. He's tackled at the 35-yard line after a gain of 4, but Rizzo, Nugent, expect a heavy dose of them on this drive.
A lot of it. And on any drive going forward. Rizzo, Nugent could just be the play.
They get to the line quickly, but I'd be a bit surprised to see them snap it. It looks like they may, and they will. And Nugent will complete to Allsbrook. He has one man to beat. He beats him, and he's across the 50, across the 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 10-5, touchdown! Amari Allsbrook on the quick swing pass out of the backfield makes one man miss, then a second, then a third, and finally he breaks it away for a Knights touchdown, perhaps putting this one away.
I mean, you just get your guy open in space, and there is an ankles graveyard near the 45-yard line. What a catch and run. Amari Allsbrook, 3rd tutty of the day. What a player. What a moment. Number 1. That's a big-time number to wear for an Old Bridge Knight now.
That's 5 touchdowns for Brody Nugent in this game as well. Of the 5 touchdowns, Allsbrook times 3, Rizzo and Rios. Did Rios have one?
I believe so.
I think he did.
Yes.
At this end zone in the left side. Unless that was Allsbrook as well.
Allsbrook
So tough to keep
one.
track. I should write this stuff down, but.
Well, we have the tape.
We do have the tape.
You want to go back?
I will not send you back to check, Alex.
No,
it's okay.
No, I can't do it. No.
Alex, our engineer tonight, doing a great job as we get one more look at that last catch and run by Amari Allsbrook.
Hey, the whole defense was also shifted to the right side, and obviously Allsbrook, I mean, the double ankle breaker. They broke their ankles in sync, it felt like.
And when he caught that, John, I immediately said one man to beat because I felt like if he got past that first tackler,
It was done.
There was so much open space. You almost can't fault the 2 players who went down at the 45. That is such a tough tackle against anybody, but against Allsbrook perhaps even more so as we have reached the end of the 3rd quarter. Our score, the Knights 35, and the Vikings 7. And at this time, we would like to say thank you once again to the Candied Ham softball team. Candied Ham, a proud sponsor of Old Bridge Knights high school football. Be sure to check out Candied Ham on Instagram at CandiedHam_official. That is the Candied Ham softball team, a proud sponsor of Old Bridge football. Fourth quarter, about to get underway with a kickoff. The Knights now lead it by 28 again. Our score 35-7. Old Bridge firmly in control as they send this one deep to the 10-yard line. Lynch there to receive it and taken down at the 20. Good strong tackle there by Griffin Nugent. And the Knights defense comes back out onto the field, now playing from about as good a position as you could hope for in the fourth quarter.
That touchdown, again, he got it back to a 28-point lead. The Old Bridge Knights are really approaching. I mean, at this point, you expect them to go 3-1. Awesome start to the season. They were 2-2 after this game last year. Now you're at a 3-1 point, and you've got all the momentum in the world going forward for Old Bridge and the Knights for the rest of your year. Had a 6-4 year last year, a couple slip-ups here and there. But this looks like a much better team than we saw last year.
First down sees the Vikings hand off to Duran. Short gain on the play, give him a yard. But we spoke about it a bit during the pregame, John. This game and next week's game, two huge swing games, both divisional games. If you lose this one and go to 0-2 in the division, that's big-time trouble.
Right.
If you lose both, that effectively ends your bid for a divisional crown. Now you win this, you're 1-1, as Tony gains nothing on the toss. But you take this game in division, you improve to 1-1 against the division, and now you're back in the driver's seat moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, and again, they play East Brunswick the following week. They had a pretty okay time last year taking down East Brunswick, so they've been successful against their division. If you look at last year, I mean, they had a great game against Colonia. They beat Hunterdon Central. They lost to Morristown, I believe. So they're in a pretty good spot, obviously, winning this game against what is a strong South Brunswick team. You wanted them to win against Piscataway, but after a week where they kind of struggled, this is a big rebound in division play.
Shearstone rolls out here on third, and he is intercepted. Picked off by Jaden Endaz. And the Knights have their third INT of this game. That one should clinch it, as Old Bridge is well on their way to a decisive victory following that interception.
And this was just a good place to be if you're Jaden Endaz. Turned his head at the right time, right in front of that football.
Doesn't get much easier than that if you're Endaz. Effectively had it thrown right to him. He and this Knights defense once again phenomenal tonight after what many would argue was an off week for them. Early in that game, we saw Piscataway march right down the field. And that's something we hadn't seen against this Old Bridge defense all season. Tonight, there has been no such drive. The Vikings hit the one big play to set up a scoring drive, but overall, it's been a good night defensively for Old Bridge as they hand off here. A flag flies from the secondary, and we'll see if this run stands. We don't have an 18 on our roster.
I've got two 19s.
Well, we do have two 19s. That is correct. We have James Calvin and Calvin James, who I would presume
is the same person.
Yeah. That would be quite the coincidence if it was not the same guy.
That would be very impressive. Unless if, on defense, he's James Calvin. On offense, he's Calvin James.
Listed as a wide receiver and a DB. Meanwhile, that play negated by a holding. They did not announce the name of the ball carrier over PA either, so no help there.
No.
The Knights have gone with the backup quarterback here, Gavin Flynn, the junior signal caller into the game, and he will hand off up the middle. Big hole! And a nice gain there on first and very long by Jacob Familia.
One of the seniors, and Jaden Endaz, the senior, got this interception. So you're going to get a lot of these seniors in on senior day, maybe some freshmen in as well. It's always good on a day like this where you get a packed stadium. all the fans show up for a big day for players that have played all 4 years for this team, that have put in the work, the blood, sweat, and tears to work for this football team, play for this football team, and make things happen. It's a big day to celebrate these people, and the band, and the cheer team, and the dance team. Everybody gets their moment.
What better way to celebrate than a big win? And with a big run right here, the Knights pick up another first down. It is the aforementioned number 18 with the carry. And that is Jeremiah Dixon.
A number change.
Well, I don't think Dixon had gotten a carry previously, so I didn't think he was with the team anymore.
Right.
He was the starting running back for much of last season.
He was, and he wore 21.
And he did wear 21. He is listed as 21 on the roster. We hadn't seen him yet this year, so I assumed that he had moved on and had graduated, but he indeed is still with the team and gets the carry there, just wearing a different number.
Sure.
I apologize for that mistake I made, saying he had graduated, as that play is blown up in the backfield.
So welcome back, Jeremiah Dixon.
Or perhaps welcome to the broadcast for 2025. He was here all along.
Yes, he was here. He was on the sideline. He was just the unnamed number 18.
As some might say, the never seen 18.
There you go.
Knights will line up in the gun here. Second down and long. It's like a 2nd and 13. And that's a bad snap. Flynn will get on top of it. And that play is whistled dead all the way back at the 29-yard line. So the Knights continue to back up. It's going to be a 3rd down and 20 here.
And so far for the fairly new Coach Matt Donahue era, this is a really big statement win. It's a moment where, again, you needed a win, 2 teams at a crossroad, and you come out, and you're dominant right now, 28-point lead. This is a huge win for this program.
Clock winding down inside of 8 minutes to play. Flynn in the gun. Hands off. No, he keeps. It was a fake to Griffin Nugent. And Flynn is stood up and taken down. A bit late, but no malice there, as that will bring up 4th down. And we'll see, do the Knights try a long field goal? Oftentimes, coaches will use these opportunities as a chance for their kicker to get some reps.
Have to imagine they would.
This would be about a 45-yard field goal. So by no means a chip shot, and Ferretto is out there. This would be an impressive kick if he can deliver.
And these are the kicks that a lot of high school kickers will go try and practice. They'll hit them. In a game, obviously, it's a lot tougher, so we'll see if he can get it done.
This would be an impressive special teams play if Ferretto can convert on the long field goal. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up and good. Ferretto made it look easy. That would have been good from 55.
Awesome kick.
Wow. That is impressive stuff, as the players had to be separated following that made field goal. That flag comes after the kick.
We can't just celebrate kicking together, have a good time.
Yeah, there has to be some mutual respect following a kick like that.
Yeah. It's a big-time kick, and kind of just looking at the last time Old Bridge had a home win, it was in 2020. Kicking for South Brunswick was Jai Patel. If you're a Rutgers fan, he's the kicker right now. Right, he's been the kicker for 3 years for that team. So Division I kickers are no strangers to this division and this area of football.
High-level kicking is very tough to find.
It is.
Very tough to
Patel's
find.
been good for Rutgers the last couple of years.
It's always great to see players that not necessarily that we've grown familiar with, but those who have had the call of high school football then get to watch many of those athletes go on to the college level and do big things. We've only been covering high school now for a couple of years, and it's been mostly football, where I work at the College of Staten Island in Division II. We do not have football, but as we cover other high school sports, every once in a while, you'll cover an athlete that you've seen before elsewhere.
against Morristown, and that's Pink Out. October 3rd is Pink Out right here at Lombardi, 6 p.m.
And in case it didn't come through clearly over PA, they are hosting a Pink Out on October 3rd against Morristown here at Lombardi Field. So be sure to wear pink come October 3rd. PDF Sports Network has you covered if you can't make it to Lombardi Field for that game and for any game this year. We are both covering games at home and on the road. Kickoff on the way, fielded inside the 5 once again by Lynch. And again, he did not have much room to return that one as he's brought down short of the 20.
Now, I know I'll be there for the 3rd, so I have to update my wardrobe now. I don't think I have any pink I can go to right now. Got to figure it out.
And before this drive begins, we'd like to let those who are not with us at halftime know that you can purchase the 2025 Old Bridge Knights High School Football Premium Pass by scanning the QR code on your screen. That gives you access to all of the home games on demand, free of YouTube ads, in full 1080p HD. You can scan the QR code and check that out over on Boxcast. The link to purchase the Premium Pass will also be available in our video description over on YouTube. Be sure to check us out over on Boxcast. You can support Knights football and the PDF Sports Network with your purchase of a Premium Pass. First down handoff goes to Tony. He picks up a couple, give him 3 on first down, and that will bring up a 2nd and 7.
Things kind of wind down here. And again, you just can't speak enough of how well Old Bridge has played in this game. We also got a big, long field goal, 45-ish yard field goal that we've seen. Another run is stuffed by this defense, and the Old Bridge defense steps up yet again. But
Tony's taken a lot of punishment tonight. He's been handed the football and asked to run between the tackles right at the teeth of this Knights defense. And I think fortunately for him, Zach Florio not there waiting for him tonight. He's out. We mentioned precaution being taken there, but the Knights do expect him to be back in the near future, possibly as soon as next week. So we will see if that comes to fruition, but this Knights defense has still been great without him, and that's a testament to the depth on this side of the ball.
yeah, they've done just fine without him. They've got a lot of playmakers. Again, we talk about the big day that Xavier Diaz has had. He's got 2 interceptions. I mean, this secondary stepped up in a big way.
Shearstone looking deep, incomplete. It was dropped by Jackson. He's been very sure-handed tonight. Couldn't corral that one over the top.
Just almost lofted that right into the hands. Just a soft throw. Just not soft enough hands, and also tough defense. It looks a lot easier than it is to make a catch like that, kind of falling back a little bit, throws maybe a tad behind you in that moment. But it's not an easy play to make. The Old Bridge's defense gets yet another stop in this game, and it's just about done. Yeah,
they have not let up, John. They have not let up in this one. Despite the sizable lead, this defense still making life incredibly difficult on the Vikings. And again, South Brunswick will punt with just over 5 minutes to go. 5:08 remaining here in the second half.
This Old Bridge balloon might be a distraction. There's a balloon just hanging right above the Knight logo right now.
That is very convenient during the punt. Wouldn't it be something if the ball hit it?
Hit a player, though.
That one off the rear of a Viking. Zion Collins had it surprise him from behind.
This balloon is falling. It's getting closer to the ground.
It's very slowly inching its way toward the field of play.
And make sure any garbage you see around your personal space, you put in the nearest trash.
We'll see. This is getting to the point where someone's got to pop it. Someone's going to have to pop this balloon.
Somebody's got to get to it.
Yep. Just following it. It's actually heading right towards the Old Bridge sideline. They're going to pick it up. He's going to grab it real quick. And they've got it. Nice catch on the sideline. Catch the balloon. Old Bridge's offense back out there.
Knights have reeled in some big touchdowns tonight. They reel in a stray balloon as well, as this run is broken out of the backfield by Dixon. He turned nothing into a gain of about 14 yards on first down. And Dixon, who was impressive last year, impressive in his stint out there tonight.
And this was interesting. It actually got bounced off of the hands of the quarterback, and ended up landing in the hands of Dixon somehow. This was almost a muff play. Looked like he almost tipped it right to Dixon, and Dixon made an ugly play turn into a first down.
That was almost a disaster right there.
Yeah.
Not that anything really falls into that category with a 28-point lead, but you'd still like to see your second unit execute offensively, and there were some mishaps on that first drive as they hand off here and brought down maybe a bit behind the line of scrimmage was Familia. Give him no gain on the carry.
And on film, you treat everything like it's 0-0. You want your team to execute from the first snap to the last snap. So it's definitely still something to point out and look at. Get the execution.
It'll be second down and 10. Under 4 minutes to play from Old Bridge.
You would have to imagine this would be a mostly positive film session when they end up breaking everything down. They've done a lot right tonight.
Keeping it and taking a big hit at the end of that play on the run was Flynn.
Gavin Flynn on the carry.
Looks like a gain of about 4 yards. And that will bring up a third down and 6.
The Vikings, Jeremy Brown wraps him up. Gain of 4, third down for Old Bridge.
3rd and 6 for the Knights here. And I think if you're Old Bridge, you'd like to take the rest of this game with you on this drive. I do not suspect South Brunswick would call any timeouts. However, if they don't get this, they could try a 50-yarder. They do pick up a couple there. Looks like a gain of 3. So this would be a 47-yard field goal if they try it. Do you give Ferretto a chance to show off the leg again?
I would personally, but it looks like they might go for this.
I think they may.
Yeah.
They may go for it to try and keep the football until this game reaches its conclusion. But, you know, as a kicker, you're on that sideline, you're feeling good, you just drilled a 45-yarder.
Right.
Do you want to leave it on a positive note, or do you want to go back out there and try the 47?
If it was the last game of the season, I want to leave it on a positive note, but a true kicker would stand up to the challenge. If you offered him the opportunity, take that challenge, take a tough, long field goal.
We've covered a lot of football, high school, semi-pro, arena, and professional football as Dixon breaks away this run for another Knights touchdown. No need for the kicking game on 4th as Jeremiah Dixon takes it 30 yards to the end zone for another Knights touchdown.
Welcome back, good friend Jeremiah Dixon. That's a spot of the field that he loves, just this left gap. We've seen him hit this hole time and time again. Jeremiah Dixon, good to see him back for the Old Bridge Knights. Have to imagine if he gets going whenever he ends up coming back to be the lead back. He is an absolute stud. Good run by Jeremiah Dixon.
No issue whatsoever there with execution as Dixon made a man miss at the line of scrimmage and had a clear path to the end zone from there. Knights lead it 44-7 pending the extra point. All night long, these extra points have been money. And Ferretto delivers yet again. Old Bridge, 6 touchdowns and a field goal tonight. Ferretto, 7 for 7 in the kicking game. And what has been a phenomenal night for Old Bridge continues with yet another touchdown. This time, it's Jeremiah Dixon. Here's another look.
And they ended up throwing him out in motion. This wasn't the usual running back spot that we saw, and he was already in stride, already in motion. This South Brunswick defense that you have to imagine is gassed at this point, cannot catch up to Jeremiah Dixon. He found a hole, and he's got a touchdown. First game back, first few carries back, first touchdown back. Jeremiah Dixon. Welcome back to PDF Sports Network.
Missed him so much that we thought, having not seen him, that he was gone.
Right.
But he is very much here and making his presence felt tonight.
Right. We thought the only way that Jeremiah Dixon would not be here is if he wasn't on the team. But he clearly is still on the team, and he's making plays happen.
Knights set to kick off with 1:58 remaining. I would suspect the Vikings probably don't throw it and look to run out the remainder of this game, but we've seen stranger things than a team trying to push it late in the game. Last week, the Knights effectively were out of the game, but they looked to throw for the end zone and managed to score on the final snap of the game. So we'll see what South Brunswick looks to do here, trailing by 38 points in the fourth quarter, 1:43 and counting remaining, counting down that is, as the clock runs after the recovered kickoff.
And you have to imagine that falling on the football is a sign of, okay, they're just going to run this football out. South Brunswick approaching 2-2. They've got a lot of work left to do now. And they get put in a tough spot at 500. Won last week. They had a big-time rushing performance, so they fall to 1-1 in the division. So they're in the same spot as Old Bridge in terms of just division play.
I think what the Vikings need to figure out is how to manufacture first downs without fully abandoning the passing game, as that may have been picked. Did it hit the turf? Awaiting a signal. We haven't gotten one yet. Incomplete is the call. Let's get one more look at that and see how close it was.
I think this was an interception. I really do.
Yeah, you know, I was about to call it interception, but you can't do it unless you're sure.
He might have lost that football at the end there, but that looked good for a second.
From our angle, it's impossible to tell if the
Right.
ball hit the turf, but still a very athletic play. Who was that went over the top? I think they said it was Diaz, but I didn't see him out there.
Might have been Rios. I think I saw number 6.
Do we have a look from in tight on that one, Alex?
We'll see what we got, but
the clock is still running as this game will come to a close. Here's one more look at it. And you got it, John. That was number 6, Noah Rios, making what was nearly an incredibly athletic interception over the top of a receiver. However, that does not put a damper on what the Knights defense accomplished tonight. They come away with 3 interceptions and allow just 7 points as the offense erupts for 45 in a big divisional win over South Brunswick. Our final score, the Knights 45 and the Vikings 7.
perfect showing on senior night. You couldn't ask for much better. You got a big performance out of everybody. You got the return of Jeremiah Dixon. Just no complaints about what Old Bridge was able to do with this game. Brody Nugent showed out again, and you got a really, really good performance from Chase Rizzo, making plays in the receiving game. He got a receiving touchdown today and emerged as a guy who can really be a lead ball carrier if you need him. That was a big question mark heading into this game. Who's going to carry the ball besides Brody Nugent? You saw Jeremiah Dixon back. You saw Rizzo making plays. Everything that Old Bridge needed to do in this game and needed to get better at, they did. You have absolutely no complaints about Old Bridge. They head to 1-1 in the division play, and they're in a fantastic spot moving forward for the rest of the season.
And with that, we would like to give our audience one final reminder that you can catch this game on demand in full 1080p HD, free of YouTube ads, only on Boxcast. The link to purchase a channel ticket is in the description of our YouTube video. As always, you can watch on YouTube completely free in full 1080p HD. That upload should be completed later tonight. The Boxcast upload should be completed tomorrow evening. Your purchase of a ticket over on Boxcast supports PDF and Knights football. We thank everyone who has already purchased a ticket over on Boxcast for your support. But my name has been Joe Foreman, and for John McCooch, our camera operator, Pat, our engineer, Alex, our hero camera operator, Vinny, and all of us at the PDF Sports Network, thank you for watching tonight. Once again, our final score, Old Bridge 45 and South Brunswick 7. Our next broadcast 1 week from tonight. We take the show on the road once again as the Knights head to East Brunswick next week. That game on the PDF Sports Network. It will be our first remote broadcast of Knights football. We'll be covering the game from the studios at PDF headquarters in South River and Matawan. An all-new looking Knights broadcast. Same great live viewing experience here on PDF. Check that out next week. And until then, everyone enjoy the rest of your Friday night.